are back, and we're back here to go to the desk. And I'm proud to present Happy, who's going to join me at the desk, and then we'll have an analyst joining in a little bit. How are you, Happy?
Good evening, QDC. I'm doing pretty good. Excited for some more Rocket League here.
Excited for some more Rocket League indeed. And we are going to our second match of tonight. We got ourselves a AA matchup here. And who do we got?
Here we have a AA matchup between the Jaguars and Lightning. Jaguars are, oh my goodness, totally lost it. Sitting at 4-1, while the Lightning is sitting at 3-2. We are joined here by Skirky for some analysis on this coming up.
Hello, was I given a curveball here? I feel like the stream schedule might have been incorrect. It says Lynx versus Inferno.
It's Lynx.
Did I totally misread that?
I think you
I thought you were throwing a curveball at me there, and I got really nervous.
I think you looked at the
sheet's
wrong
wrong.
week. Yeah, I think you looked at the wrong week.
No, today's 12/3, right? Yeah. Something's wrong. Maybe it's just me. Okay, let's adjust then. Inferno versus
Inferno versus Lynx. Yes.
Inferno versus Lynx. Okay, so Inferno is sitting at 4-1, and the Lynx are sitting at 2-3.
This is true. I'm not gonna hold back here. Inferno has an ego, okay? They come in after every single game, and they talk crap, okay? And I would love, personally, to see the Lynx absolutely manhandled in this game. It would make me feel very good about myself.
Now, the Lynx, though, they are in a very tough division. They got the Mustangs, who are 5-0, and the Jaguars, who are 4-1. They are themselves 2-3. They've lost all three of their games up against their divisional rivals, giving Barracuda their only win so far. Or not, my bad. They gave either Jaguars or Mustangs an extra win here. So they really couldn't compete up against those two teams, and it's going to really have to rush between the Pythons, Falcons, and themselves to try and get that last wildcard spot into the playoffs here, even starting off this early on in the season. Meanwhile, the Inferno, they're topping their division, and Inferno, Avalanche, and the Lightning seem very strong so far this season. And Inferno are the head of the pack, I should be saying.
Definitely, yeah. The Elements division is really stacked, as it was last season. They had the powerhouse was also Inferno last season, with Soares, who of course is a little too cracked for double A's in single A this season. I'm not sure how. I'm expecting a similar turnout with the division this season as well.
Now, the Lynx are in an interesting situation here. Not only are they struggling in their own division, but currently they only have 2 players on their roster. How do they manage this? Who might they pick up?
This game would definitely not be surprised with a pull down. The P4 sheet right now is not loading for me. There might be too many people on, but I would love to see who that pull down is. As I know, their roster, the AAA roster, Tigers, is, I believe, doing pretty okay this season. I'd be pretty happy to see someone come down for this game.
Tigers they're doing pretty well. They're 0-5. If they bring down someone, it's going to be Lantern. Since he's their lowest MMR.
I'm not very familiar with that man, but I'm sure, coming down from AAA is not going to do bad at all.
Hopefully not whatsoever. If they do pull down, if they need to bring up someone from the Cougars, let's take a look here at their roster, because they could bring up anyone from the Cougars, correct? They could bring up Curly, Biscuit, Nova, or Hipster. And right now, so far, Nova and Curly have been doing very nicely so far this season.
Yeah, Cougars definitely not really showing their potential in terms of their 2-3 record right now. They're a really good team, and I expect them to really make a good playoff season.
They do seem pretty on point, but let's talk about AA now. Even if we don't talk about the 2 teams that are going head-to-head here, let's talk some more about some surprises from this season. What team did you expect to have a better record than they currently have? And what team did you expect to have a worse record than they currently have?
Definitely the worst record, I would say, goes to the Mustangs. They're 5-0 right now. I thought they were going to really burn out this season, coming off of last season being, I believe, like a 12-6 team or around there. I thought they were going to burn out severely. Viper was on the Mustangs roster last season. He also managed to survive AA. for this season as well. They are 5-0, which is great for them, but only a 66% winning percentage, so I'm not sure how long that undefeated streak is going to last. In terms of a team that I thought would do better, or
Did you expect the Vultures to go 0-5 and
oh
only have
yes,
a 16%?
I'm not surprised. No.
That's
was
not
expected.
surprising. Okay.
No.
Okay, because they are by far like they no other team. Every other team has at least one win, even if it's a forfeit win. They have one win at least. The only team really with more goals per game, with less goals per game than them, are the Dukes, the 1-4 Dukes, and the 1-4 Barracuda, who somehow have less than one goal per game.
Not really surprised by anyone on the lower end. I think the Pythons, they have the potential to get up there and be a little bit higher than they are, but they're sitting at a pretty good spot as they are.
Yeah, because they're fighting with the Lynx, right, for that last playoff spot, and they are going to find it stumped, and they need to fight for it now, right? They need these victories as soon as they can, and same goes with what's their name, Lynx, right? They both need to start fighting for that one, and both teams in their division, respectively, Falcons and Barracuda, do as well, because Vultures are already out of it. I'd say, right? Like unless they make some major changes, right? Do you see this team going anywhere? Vultures?
Definitely not going 0-18 this season. I'd be super surprised. But in terms of playoff contention, I don't see much. There's a chance, but it's very slim.
All right. Well, I'll pass it over to Happy here as I get ready to cast the next game here.
All right, thank you, Quantum. We'll see you in a bit. So, bringing it back around to this matchup between Inferno and Lynx. Obviously, you seem to be very strong in favor of Inferno taking this. What might the Lynx be able to do in order to upset?
Definitely use their pull down. I mean, you're on a 2-man roster. I believe this is like somebody had to have dropped because I definitely didn't have 2 before this week. So I don't think they've used pull downs yet. So I mean, if you're going to use them once, I mean, now's the ideal time for them.
I would agree with that. What kind of impact might that have, and what kind of troubles might that give Inferno if they do pull down?
Definitely looking at the Inferno roster, I think they're going to be all pretty comfortable with the speed, no matter what Lynx pulls down. Both Ajester and Nanites are pretty much 1,700 players and can definitely keep up with any AAA player, I would say.
Right.
Depending on their sub between Kara and Cannoli, I can see them falling behind a little bit, but I don't see that starting their gameplay as much.
Bring up good points. And what? So the Lynx, if they do pull down, that's gonna hopefully give them a boost. What do the Inferno have to keep doing to keep this momentum from their 4-1 start?
I mean, their ego's going to help a lot. They got a lot of that, and I'm sure that's going to carry them through this game. I think they got to keep their level head, which, is a rare occurrence for them, I would assume. But I think as long as the comms are strong, because, I mean, looking at the Lynx roster, having a 1638 and been pulling down like a 1710 or so, the skill difference between each of those players is going to be pretty much greater than any AA roster that there is currently. So it's about like rolling with the punches that obviously some Lynx players are going to miss sometimes they're not. It's about adjusting to that gameplay.
Okay. And you mentioned their ego. Is there a point where maybe that ego is going to be detrimental to them?
Oh yeah, I am anticipating some form of roster change sometime later down the road when something gets a little out of the rails. But as of right now, I think they're doing pretty good, and I don't see any problems, at least tonight or this week.
All right. So Inferno is actually sitting below Avalanche in their division. And we talked about the Lynx's division, but what about the Inferno division here? How do Inferno overtake Avalanche? I don't think they've played them, but can they?
To overtake them, obviously, they have to win, and then Avalanche would have to lose. But I'm looking at who Avalanche is playing today, and it is the Barracuda, who I'm looking. are, I believe, towards the bottom of things. They are 1-4.
Yeah, they're 1-4.
So I'd be surprised if Avalanche were to lose this one. So if they want to keep at least that tie of the division seed, or lead rather, they definitely have to win this game.
All right. So I think we're going to have one more question here before we turn it over to our casters here. And the last question is going to be, so how you've said a few times that you think that Inferno is going to win. How much do you think they win by?
If Inferno's winning, I think it's got to be a 3-0 sweep or a 3-1. But if it gets to a game 5, I think Lynx are probably going to take it, but I don't think it's going to get close to that point.
Okay. Well, that sounds like the Lynx have their work cut out for them. I'm trying to see if our casters are ready. I'm not sure if they are. Oh, that's an IM. I don't know.
That is an IM.
All right. Well, we're going to turn it over to you. Thank you, Skirky, and let's get the show on the road.
Thank you very much to Skirky and Happy for the desk there. And Titan, you got yourself a nice break there, so no one listened to your voice for around 10 minutes. How do you feel about that now?
Well, I feel like, some people are rejoicing and very, very happy about that. I myself, I'm just ready to cast some Rocket League, because I think this will be an exciting match. The Lynx, as much as Skirky was saying, naysaying about them, they're only 2-3. They're not doing terribly bad. They're, in all respects, they're a middle of the road team. Unfortunately, the rest of the teams in their conference are kind of popping off. So, that just puts them in a rough position. But I think they are performing decently. They're definitely not doing terribly bad or terribly good. And the Inferno, kind of on the other end of that, where they're 4-1. So they're not the Ravens in that A matchup, but they are certainly doing quite well for themselves. So you have to favor them, but I definitely think it's possible that the Lynx can come in here, especially if the Inferno get overconfident, in like a game 2 after a game 1 victory, and they can, take 1 or 2 games off of them.
Look, you're saying not terribly bad, not terribly good, but they have 1 forfeit victory. Their other win comes from up against the Bandits, who are currently 1-4, right? And they have 3 straight losses up against divisional rivals, right? So, right now, their goal differential is -1 per game. They let on more than 1 shot extra per game compared to their opponents. Their shooting percentage is at a -7%. They have some things to figure out here. If you're the Lynx, if you're the Inferno, you're doing pretty good though. You have over 0.6 goals per game differential. You have a 60% winning percentage. Your shooting percentage is in the positive 2%. And that's pretty good. You have you have 1 shot more than your opponents on average per game. So yeah, if you're Inferno, you're doing pretty good. If you're the Lynx, you still have a lot of work to do to get back to your winning ways.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Pretty much, I can't really say anything about that. I absolutely agree. And yeah, when I said they're not doing terribly bad, of course, that's just in standings. And for the Inferno, I mean, this is just going to have to be them just playing their game, because it's hard to really say that they're, the Lynx can come out here and absolutely smack them around, because I don't think that's going to happen.
It might.
Maybe they just suddenly come in and they, throw all our predictions to the wind and just say, "Ha! Get wrecked." But we'll have to see, as we are still waiting, I believe,
on the Lynx.
Yes,
we're waiting on the Lynx. Because A-Jester, Cannoli, and Nanites are from Inferno. Mm-hmm. And they are waiting here for their opponents. That way they can, well, in Nanites' own words, beat them up. They've been waiting for a few minutes here to give them their beating.
Yeah, they're just hopping on in. Hey, there we go. The Lynx have found their way into the lobby. Took them a little bit, but they're here. They got lost on the way.
I like Nanites' I think Skirky was right. They do have a little bit of ego on them. If we don't 3-0, it's for the show. So what they're saying is, if they don't 3-0, they're throwing a game for stat padding. Which you can't blame someone for doing, right? Especially here, a lot of players are doing the fantasy. You know about the fantasy, right? The fantasy league?
I do not, actually.
Okay, so the media team actually have a fantasy league. And, well, you can choose a team of 5 players, right? And depending on how they do, right? Depending on if they win their series or whatever, right? You get points, right? And at the end of the season, whoever gets the most points wins, blah, 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 right? Just like a regular fantasy league, as Game 1 is underway here for our series. And so, yeah, if you do play fantasy, right, as one of the players, it actually is beneficial if you throw a game and you score 3 goals in that thrown game. You make more points.
It's certainly a strategy. I don't know. Do the players know about that? You know, is that something?
They do. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
So some of these players know about the. It's mostly not players. It's mostly the GMs and staff. Oh, what a save there by Biscuit! But Ajester has a wide open net to look at. This double touch. Both shots go wide. The ball is cleared.
Nice little defensive. Yeah, nice little defensive stance there by the Lynx. Get out by the skin of their teeth, and that is kind of the start you want. You know, you don't want to give away too many free early goals. Nanites looking for the double, can't find it, but 2 players up. And Ajester will slot it away. Just a little bit of miscommunication on the backboard, and it leaves an open net for the follow-up.
Yeah, and, well, they had a double tap chance, like I said earlier, right? Both shots just went wide there. But, yeah, they now have a 1-0 lead. And there's 4 minutes left here, but they already seem pretty confident in themselves. Lynx don't have a shot. Meanwhile, there's already 3 on the side of Inferno.
Inferno off to the blazing start that we were kind of expecting from them. To just come out here and control this game. Number 1, Nanites looking for the flip reset. Does get it, but can't put it on target. Opts for the backboard, and it will be cleared away. We still have to see if the Lynx can really put anything together here on the offense. Again, they haven't had a lot of games to work with, but they've lost all 3 of their divisional matchups. Again, though, they have a very hard division.
Biscuit with another great save there. Giving us a treat to watch here.
The defensive stand from the Lynx going pretty good, as can't connect on the passing play, and the one issue for them is they just haven't been able to really get this ball into the, you know, the opposing third, I would say. It's been kind of stuck around this midfield line for pretty much the entire 2 minutes that they've been playing.
Yeah, and it's been on their side a lot. They were able to get the clear out. That's somehow a shot on net, despite it going towards the side of the net. Yeah, Epic still hasn't fixed that. It's been over a year, hasn't it? That the hitbox for the net is slightly off.
Yeah. And, it's been messed up for a while.
Yeah, they still haven't fixed that. They should get onto that instead of giving us, Season 2 is coming out in a week. You still haven't fixed the bug that's been in the game for over a year, man.
Yeah, you know, our game still crashes, and it doesn't run optimally on, you know, some PCs. But you know what? Season 2, hell yeah. We love it. More content.
Cosmetics. Look at all these ways you can give us more money that we're going to do nothing with.
What do you mean? They're using it to fund Fortnite events. Didn't you see? They had the Galactus event recently. Yeah, that was all that Rocket League money. But ladies and gentlemen, this past minute here has very much just been the Lynx slowly trying to work their way out of the half to no avail. It's been all the Inferno, complete control of the midfield, and
no shots on net though during these 2 minutes that they've had control. There's their first one in over 2 minutes.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily mind it from the Inferno. You know, taking your time isn't a bad thing when you have this lead. Just trying to work down the defense, you know, get them starved for boost. But it isn't going to work out because actually this is transition downfield, and now you have Cannoli in net with very, very low boost. Ajester going to use all of his to get to this touch, but finds an amazing 50.
That is a great 50 by Ajester. And it goes to Nanites. He puts it too high. Carlos, my bad, is able to find it over to Biscuit. And that's very well played there by the Lynx. Good demo as well. Cannoli fakes one out, though. He's got to fake out 2 or attempt to. Carlos can't get faked. He's like one of those Rocket League bots. You can't fake those. Oh, A-Jester, he gets a great pass from Nanites, but Nanites can't find him.
And the Inferno, I mean, they haven't scored a second goal, but you're suddenly looking at the clock and you have less than a minute left in this game, and the Lynx... I mean, the Lynx only have one shot. Mm-hmm. They haven't been able to play any offense, and the one time they did, every single time they've tried to, it's been cleared down. There's been a 50-50 that hasn't gone their way. A good pop-up here. That should be an open net.
That is an open net.
I need to look at this, because this is...
This is a weird touch here. Oh, Cannoli and Chester go up for this, and Nanites has out of position. That's a double commit. You get punished for those.
Yeah, I was wondering where that third player was, because I was like, wait, there should be someone there, but yeah, Cannoli grabs the boost and then immediately goes for it. And I don't think A-Jester thought that he would. He just thought he would go back to net, so he instead turns to force out the touch, and they both get beat. But for the Lynx, I mean, hey, that's your goal. That's the tie. You have the game equalized, and now you just force an overtime, and it's suddenly golden goal.
It is golden goal, and one mistake by this team, by this Inferno team, could mean a surprise W for you guys here. Well, I don't want to say that it's as unexpected, but listen, a lot of people are saying 3-0s, right? And even the players on the side of Inferno are expecting a 3-0 here. So to get the first game win here would be very important, especially to start off that momentum. It's towards the front of the net, but Cannoli make the save.
The Lynx, though, I mean, they get this kickoff. They have the boost reset. They have the momentum, and now they have all the control. Lewis just ups that one onto the backboard. A bit strange as he had the entire net to aim at. Could have taken his time with it, but instead it will be transitioned down, and now Inferno looking to see what they can do. A nice save from Bluish, and yeah, now that this is in overtime, you can tell the Inferno, they probably thought they had that game locked down and good to go, and suddenly they're in a spot where if they make one slip up here, they could be taking a game 1 loss.
Docile Hydra saying he thought this would be a 3-1 series. Honestly, Jester getting it over one, but he didn't drift, and so he didn't have enough speed to be able to get to that ball first and get it over the last man back. Had he drifted there, I think that would have been a goal.
A lovely boost steal comes through at the midfield. That shot on net. Cannoli gets a good save, though that 50 doesn't go their way! Biscuit slams it through, and the Lynx steal game 1.
Hey, the Biscuit here risked it for the Chocolate Biscuit there. He had 2 amazing saves this game, you have to say, and both those shots would have gone in off of a normal player if it wasn't for Biscuit there. He single-handedly saved this game, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, Biscuit, great performance, and his teammates, they knew how to back it up. They forced through the play when they needed to, and the Inferno there, I mean, I don't think they were expecting that game 1 to be so close. You could kind of tell, they were just playing out as soon as they got that 1-goal lead, they just kind of pulled back. They're like, okay, yeah, we have the lead now. And they just started, playing it at the midfield, waiting for the defense to break and to get an open net, but it just never came. The Lynx just really played good defense, and as soon as they were allowed to, they broke out and they found their goal.
Yeah, exactly. And, well, same thing with Inferno. I felt that their offense really stopped the Lynx from ever breaking out, but the second they did break out, their defense was still pretty strong. Cannoli, as you can see, had 3 saves. But, yeah, it was a weird game, I would say. It was a weird game.
Yeah, you could I think you could tell there was a little bit of shakiness there. The teams didn't really know how to approach each other, but heading into game 2, the Inferno are actually, surprisingly, I think, still kind of in the dark. Just with looking at how the Lynx operate on offense. Because, really, in reality, they only got, 2 minutes of play there that was even. And that was when the Lynx managed to bring it back. Meanwhile, the Lynx, they got all the information. They were stuck on defense. They know exactly how those shots come through, how the rotation works here for the Inferno. And so heading into game 2, I actually does feel like they do have the upper hand.
Do they now? Because Biscuit was the one making the saves back there. And they only made 4 saves, remember, the Lynx. They only needed to make 4. And that's because the offense from Inferno wasn't on the net. They just kept it in the zone. And so they got a lot of stats from ball centers and ball shots on net. So honestly, it really is tough to say, because this is going to come down there. Cannoli, if he had any more boost, he would have found the back of the net there. Carlos with a great save, getting it off the back wall. Biscuit stopping that one. That's a great shot towards blue, but it's going to fall towards the
Nanites!
Nanites! Or, I remember, but do you remember your first ever cast, Titan?
Oh, it was Lumberjacks versus Kings? Lions? Lions versus Lumberjacks. It was Lions versus Lumberjacks. I remember this. It was double A.
It was double A? For me, I don't remember. I don't remember who the two teams were. All I remember was that it was at the beginning of Season 11, and Nanites was playing on that team. And the only reason I remember Nanites was playing in my first ever cast was because I accidentally called him Nanites the entire cast. And everyone flamed me for it. How naive I was.
Well, you know, maybe if you're casting some like South American Rocket League, maybe that's how it's pronounced. But
yeah, exactly. Don't forget I'm French, right? So
yeah. Okay.
Nanites never like popped in my head as an actual English word, right? And so in French, nanit. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to another language. Okay, Spanish, Portuguese, nanitas. Yeah, let's go with that one. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just deduction and.
It's written the same way.
Yeah, you know, phonetically it's correct. There's nothing wrong with it.
And if I remember correctly, the next game he played on stream, he actually put on a sombrero onto his car just to mess with me.
Oh, that's an open net! Oh, the shot.
The open net shot. They have 3 opportunities here.
Oh.
The third opportunity is taken. All 3 players were in net there, but Bluish still finds the back of the net. Opportunity 1, opportunity 2. And look at this, all 3 players are there. And they just they found the smallest hole it could.
They just all came in right around the ball and it somehow slips through.
Oh, it's like one of those kids movies where like the hero just miraculously by like inches get through like a really tight hole, and just before the boulders come down and crush them. Oh my God, Jester, you almost knocked out Nanites. Luckily you made the save instead of Nanites there. Did you spot that?
Yeah, that was a bit iffy there. Just completely bumped his own teammate out of the net. But for the Lynx, they find themselves their first goal. You know, it was a 2-goal deficit. They were held scoreless. That might be their third, but Nanites can't connect. A-Jester trying to put it in. Can't find the angle. This shot, though, off the backboard. And the Lynx, they scrape by there with low boost, managing to get out of that. You know, could have been a possibility to go back down to a 2-goal deficit. But right now, you know, they have themselves a goal. As soon as they broke out, they managed to find themselves that scoring opportunity. Again, the Inferno's defense, it hasn't been spectacular. It's been good, but there have been openings.
Yeah, and once you find that opening, you got to keep poking that hole, right? You got to keep burrowing into there, but they're playing so good on defense, Lynx, and they're really stopping Inferno from really getting the chances they want to have here. The quality of these shots are really high from Inferno, too. These aren't just quantity shots. They're quality shots. That one's wide. Cannoli passes it back to Nanites. Nanites pops it up. I'm not sure what he's doing there. Carlos was the only one in the net, and that one hits the post. Cannoli pops it up to himself. Carlos can't make that save, and Jester steals the goal.
The perfect little play there from Cannoli. Knows that the player has to challenge early, and he's out of boost. Just stops on a dime, pops it over him, and A-Jester will get credit for it. Just steals the goal, you know, for fun. I'm sure that he said that he was stealing it in their team chat. And just said, "Oh no, that's mine."
Not yours. My goal.
Yeah, I didn't do anything for it, but you know, I want it.
Yeah.
Just needs to pat the stats there.
I deserve these 100 points just because I touched it.
Listen, I only have 1 save to my name. Give me this.
I need these points. I can't look this bad in front of the screen.
But Inferno now have a 3-1 lead. They're got themselves back that goal, 2-goal lead.
Oh.
And
man.
you know, it's strange because this game, the pace of this game has been very tumultuous. It's been up and down. It's been very fluctuate. It's fluctuated a lot. As Carlos, I don't even know how he slips this through.
Now, here's my question. The quality versus quantity, right? They're not playing defense whatsoever, and you can tell they have 14 shots on net. But to the 3 of Lynx, right? But they have. The Lynx have 3 shots. 2 of them have gone in. Only one of them has been stopped, right? Inferno, every time they let on a chance, it has a chance of going in. Meanwhile, all their chances, right? Most of them are just stopped. And they are stopped solid. They don't let on rebounds. They try and get out the clear, and they're able to reposition in time to make the save most often than not, right? And well, that's rough if you're Inferno. Ooh. And you get the opportunity there. That's very important if you're A-Jester.
Yeah, that's honestly a nice little saving grace here for the Inferno, because for that past 30 seconds or so, the Lynx were looking pretty good. And as you said, they were getting quality shot opportunities and they're putting them through, but they get a very, very nice 50-50. Pop it over the last defender, and it finds its way all the way into the net. And the Inferno, with that, might secure themselves a game 2. They get the series tied up, and you know, this has kind of been a roller coaster of emotions in these first 2 games. But out of it, we're going to come tied up, and we're heading into a best of 3.
An extremely offensive team up against an extremely defensive team makes me think of the Season 11 Lightning in AA. I don't know if you were here for Season 11. Were you?
I was not.
All right. Season 11 Lightning I think they finished the season 6-12 or 5-13, something like that. But they had the best defense in the entire league. They just couldn't score. They would not let you score, but they would score. So every time they streamed, their games ended 2-1 or 1-0.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of play they had. Meanwhile, the Lynx seem to be doing the same thing, except their defense just isn't as strong. Inferno keep on burning here, and they had 18 shots on net in 5 minutes. And only 5 of them found the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was just, you know, as the saying goes, if you have more shots, you're probably gonna win. More shots beats less shots, and for a little bit there, it did look like the Lynx were gonna be able to maybe get something, you know, at the last second, like they did in that game 1. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because they were just kept in their half, and it feels like with these games, with the style the Lynx are bringing, it's either extremely close and down to the wire, or the Inferno are just going to have all the pressure and win the game.
And we will see when that happens, or if that happens, I should say. Inferno currently just tied up the series at 1. Right now, although they're looking like it offensively, they have no defense right now. And they if they want to keep playing offensively like this, fine, but they need to bulk down on that defense. Because once Lynx break out, they can't be scoring goals that easily.
And for the Lynx, you know, it's just about getting strong clears here. They need to stop the Inferno from having this chokehold that they love to put on, and that's going to require them to, you know, control that midfield boost a little bit. You're going to need to cheat up for it. You're going to need to be a bit aggressive with your positioning, just so that you can get that, so that you aren't constantly stuck in your half. Because it does feel like, you know, if they just had more offense, this would be, you know, a completely different story. It feels like they would be, I mean, if they just had more shots, it feels like they would be dominating this series.
And yeah, it feels like Inferno should be dominating this series, but they just aren't. And right now, it's they're dominating it in shots, but the defense totally on the side of the Lynx. Cannoli, is that his first goal of the series?
I believe so. No, he got one before. No, he did. It was stolen. That's right.
It was stolen. Yeah. So this is his first goal. I can tell because I did not see that goal explosion in the first 2 games. So it took him 11 minutes to score that one. And that's rough, huh? Your teammates' skills, your first goal. It's not like it came in late in the series. Some series, some players don't even score a single goal despite their teammates scoring, let's say, 5 or 6. You know, so it is rough. From time to time, but Cannoli finally finds his. And on the other end, Carlos and I think Bluish has scored, so Carlos is the only one who has yet to score.
Yeah, Carlos hasn't found a goal yet, and yeah, it's been hard because again, the Lynx haven't had a plethora of opportunities. It's been kept to 3-4 shots a game maybe so far, and sure, their shot accuracy has been absolutely stellar, It usually takes them only 2 opportunities, 2 chances, 2 shots on net to find the goal. But, you know, it's hard because they don't get into that position very often.
And here's one thing that I've noticed between both teams so far. Who's been the most consistent in the air? Who's hit the ball more often than not when it's up in the air?
It's hard to say because there have been a few misses from the Inferno, but I think
they haven't been as crucial misses, though.
Yeah, I think in general the Inferno have been getting much better touches in the air, and yeah, it does feel like the Lynx they haven't been utilizing as much. It's very much for them been a ground game. Meanwhile, you've seen Nanites perfectly willing to go up for a double tap and use that backboard.
You can play-by-play a little bit. I think we talked with each other quite a lot here. You can go ahead, play-by-play. You're the play-by-play.
Just I don't know if you had any more to say about that. I think it is an interesting observation, though, is that there was really only one play from the Lynx that used the backboard, but now 2.5 minutes into game number 3, they're down 2 goals once again, and this is kind of the pattern. Either it feels like they play close for the Inferno, they find themselves their opportunities, they find the shots, and they break down the defense. Finally, this one will get into the red half. Bluish seeing what he can do, can't find that touch into the midfield, but Carlos a great 50. And it's already there, and we'll have enough boost to follow this down again. Just the quality of touches in the air from the Inferno is so high. Is this one?
Yeah. No. I was just going to agree with you. The chances have been so high so far for the Inferno, and they still haven't found anything yet. The shots are 5-1, right? There's no domination offensively like they had in game 2. I've never seen that. 18 shots in a game?
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, that's pretty ridiculous.
Without overtime, right? Don't forget that fact. That was 5 minutes. It's not like we had a 5-minute overtime to boot along with that.
Yeah, I mean, they spent a majority of that game in the yellow half, and for them, it was just peppering the net. I feel like they recognize the fact that the Lynx have great defense, and you know what? If you have really good defense, let's just shoot so many shots that you can't keep it out, but Bluish finds the clear downfield. 3 players just committed a bit too far forward, and the deficit is down to 1 goal.
Skirky is right, though. Lynx's shooting percentage is going burr, and that's because they've only shot 3 shots per game so far, and yet they've always been able to find 2 goals. Right? That's a 66% shooting percentage so far.
Yeah.
That's nuts. You think about it.
And they're living it up, but the Inferno, they're also living it up. Their shooting percentage might go into the absolute dirt, but it doesn't matter when you're scoring as much as they are. They found 3 goals, 49 seconds left, and it looks like they're going to take game number 3.
Whoa, you can't say that this early. 49 seconds here. All you need is a kickoff goal, and suddenly you breathe life. You might be looking dead to rights here, but right now, look at this. This is an opportunity, but it goes the other way, and it bites them in the butt. And there you go. It's a 4-1 lead here, and that might be a 2-1 series lead. I'm going to say it now, because that's a 3-goal lead with 38 seconds left. You need to score 1 goal every 13 seconds.
Yeah, that's not easy, as that was a bit of a delayed caster curse there from you. It took like 10 seconds for it to finally kick in.
I was waiting because I didn't want to read the script too early. You're way too early.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know. It changes from place to place how smart they want to make the casters look. So they say be safe with it, or whatever. But
some people are safe. Some people are really just nuts to the wall. It depends who you are, right?
Yeah.
Depends
on the org.
They want to make you look.
Yeah, they say, you can call the series and exactly how it's going to go on the desk. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to look like a genius as the Inferno take game number 3. They have a 2-1 lead in the series. They're on match point, and I mean, these last 2 games have not really felt close at all.
No, Bluish. Listen, Inferno. Their shots. My bad, shoots. Their shots have been really strong so far. In this game particularly, in the second game, they had the opportunities, they had the quantity, but they just didn't have the quality compared to this game. This game, they've absolutely had the quality of shots, and Lynx just again 3 shots on goal, but again no answer because they let in more shots than they shoot. And that's a problem. They need to find offense, but they can barely get out of their own zone as is. And so, with that being said, they might lose hope here. And if it comes back to form, let's say it's a mix of Game 3 and Game 2 put together, I'm going to call a Brazil for Game 4 here in favor of Inferno.
I mean, it's not that bold. I think if you're just looking at how it's been going, Bluish almost finds that goal, but it's just barely off. If you're looking at how it's been going, though, I mean, absolutely the Inferno dominate those last 2 games, 3-goal lead, then a 4-goal win. This game 4, it's just, I mean, the Lynx, they just need to get something going on the offensive end. You know, because their offense, it looks so good when they get there, but they're not finding the quality clears and the touches in the air that they need to. Like this, Carlos gets a good touch, but then it's just spiked into the ceiling by Bluish. And it sucks because it sucks because they're playing so well. And it's just this one small thing that is keeping them from really being able to bring it.
Ball control. It's ball control. Inferno have kept control of the ball the entire time. Whenever Lynx have it, they practically just throw it away, like right there. Thrown away, don't slow down the ball whatsoever. And now they have the ball finally. Bluish, he meant to shoot that forward. And now they've lost the ball. And Jester just has a free goal here because of the misposition of, who was that back here? Was that Biscuit? Biscuit, yeah, he mispositions himself here.
Yeah, Bluish doesn't get the touch they wanted, sends it all the way back to the net. And Bluish, I just don't think he expected the pace on that. That was a killer bounce off the wall, just spiked right down to the ground. And yeah, I mean, just a small mistake there, and I think you're absolutely right. You know, they haven't had a lot of possession this game. It's been all the Inferno, and I mean, as soon as they do get out, as soon as they do have the ball on offense for more than, say, 10 seconds, you know, that's when they score, and they score consistently. And I think it is a lot about these touches, you know, looking for your teammates and trying to clear it to space where the opponents aren't.
You know what says a lot? Nanites writing in chat mid-game. What's the emote they put? What's the name of that emote? Because it looks like some guy falling asleep.
Right before this game, he put Resident Sleeper.
Oh no!
It was I didn't want to mention it because it was so BM, but yeah.
I mean, didn't Skirky say it earlier? They have ego.
They do.
Well, rightfully so. I mean, they've won 4 of their 5 matches, right? But I don't know if you saw in the chat earlier, Hero was literally tagging himself, congratulating himself on being so good. But he's playing for the 5-0 Mustangs, and he's got like over 1 goal per game, right? So he's actually like super good. So it's kind of warranted when you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, and the Inferno, I mean, they really have all right to be confident going into this game. They have absolutely nothing proving otherwise. Jester finds a 2nd goal as half the game has kind of just slipped through. And just, I mean, every touch is getting cut off. And again, that aerial dominance from the Inferno is just killing the Lynx.
Yeah, and the Lynx are I think they're dead to rights already here. They're strong on defense, but they've got nothing to play for here. Really, they're trying their darndest, but it's really not showing up right now. They aren't they aren't super strong at the moment. They keep losing that possession, and well, I'd say that they've lost this one already. It's 2 minutes left, but what do they have to show here that they haven't already shown?
I mean, I don't know. Aside from getting onto offense,
how does that not go in? Nanites.
I think they bumped each other there.
I think they Bluish.
Oh, you know, it's.
There's nothing good to say about this play. Don't, please.
Yeah, no, you know, it's a 3-goal lead, but There's a minute 44 seconds left, but it feels terribly over already. I'm gonna call it. I know you said I shouldn't call it early, but unless there is a miracle here for the Lynx, this is smacking in game number 4.
Listen, in game 2, Inferno threw everything, including the kitchen sink, to get those 18 shots on net. This game, they don't even need that. In fact, Lynx have actually shot more shots this game than any other game so far, and they've got 0 goals. You know what that means? Inferno aren't playing the offensive game anymore. They're playing in their own zone as well now. They're including midfield play, and they're letting the Lynx have their opportunities, but now they're all over the place. Instead of being all in position in their own net, now they're everywhere. And actually, I think this has opened up the game for Inferno here, because Inferno just seem much more open now. They get better opportunities, and meanwhile the Lynx, they don't know what to do with these new opportunities. They've been stuck in their zone for 15 minutes.
Yeah. they haven't been allowed to break out. As soon as they do, it's cleared back into their half. That's a great 50 though. Bluish will finally find them a goal, but there's 41 seconds left. There's not a lot of time to work with.
No, for sure. And if my prediction of a Brazil, which was as bold as black coffee, let's be honest here, if what's more reasonable, Brazil or Lynx comeback?
Brazil, honestly. I'm sorry, but the Inferno, they've just looked so much better, and this ball, the longer that it stays in this yellow half, the less and less likely that the comeback does become. Especially with Bluish faking a challenge there, that you need to go for that, Bluish.
To go for that. You can't hesitate, you can't fake it. That is something you absolutely need to go for. And it's just little things like that have cost Lynx the win here, I'd say. Although they've tried their best here. This is AA Griffin, yeah. And, well, sadly, it won't be AA for much longer here, because in 2 seconds the series is over. With that ball hitting the back of the net, Bluish finds himself a last-second goal. But it's all for naught, because Inferno take the series victory here in a 3-1 fashion. Docile Hydra gets himself his prediction correct.
Yeah. I mean, 4-1. The first game was super close, but after that, it was just... I mean... a complete stomping by the Inferno. I don't think there's any other way to put it. It was honestly kind of depressing there towards the end. It was just the Lynx. There was so much potential there, but they just couldn't get anything going.
Oh my goodness. Well, honestly, like these guys have so much potential, right? Like you said, but the potential just wasn't realized on the side of Lynx, and they're now 2-4. Only one win to their name, one legitimate win to their name. Which was a sweep, and oh my goodness, it's rough going for them right now. They had to answer the bell though to one of the better teams so far in their league.
Yeah, it was going to be a hard match anyway, and unfortunately they just couldn't quite show up for it. I believe we are going to be going back to the desk to discuss our next match, if I am not wrong, which is going to be our AAA matchup. It's going to be the Tigers versus the Heat.
And it's going to be another lowly team up against a really solid team. Heat currently 4-1. And Tigers are 0-5. Happy, are you ready to go here for the desk? Can I pass it on to you?
Yes, I am, Quantum.
All right. Do you have yourself your analyst with you? Or are you your own analyst?
I think I am my own analyst.
Would you like someone to talk with during this time? Because I'm off after this.
I would love to.
All right.
That would be lovely.
Well, let's transition over to the desk here, and let's talk about some AAA. Earlier, we talked about the Tigers being 0-5. It's been really rough for them, mostly because I think the Heat, who are 4-1, right? They only have one loss, and it's a forfeit loss. All 4 of their other games are victories. On the other side, right, the Tigers... They have 3 forfeit losses and 2 regular losses, both of them to the Bobcats.
Yes, actually, looking here, it looks like only 2 of the Tigers players have even played a single series, and Lantern has the most series played with only 2. So they've got a lot of room to grow. Meanwhile, looks like, yeah, between Yor and Oibu, Heat lights it up.
Your analyst actually is here. He's
Is he?
in the wrong chat. Let me get him in here.
Oh.
There he is.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Dead Medic and Fury, it looks like, as our analysts for AAA.
Should I leave you guys to it? Should I leave you happy?
Yes, I think I can.
All right.
Manage.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna say a quick goodbye. Thank you so much for watching the first 2 games. Enjoy the last 2. We got a AAA game, as we just said, and a major game later on. Enjoy the desk.
Oh, Fury is our. Okay. It's just Dead Medic as our analyst. Okay. Hi, Dead Medic. How are you this evening?
I'm alright. Thanks for having me. I was a little confused, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, it can be a little confusing. So we have the Heat versus the Tigers. The Tigers with a few forfeit losses here in their 0-5 start. While the Heat are off to a very strong start at 4-1.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about both of these 2 teams?
Yeah, I mean, like you were talking about before, Tigers, it feels like I'm not sure if they had known the season had started or what was going on with them, what was going on with their org, but they just weren't, they didn't really have a team presence. They've been cycling players in and out. We played them 2 days ago and they had to sub in another person from one of their lower orgs, or lower teams. I'm not quite sure what's going on with them. But on the flip side, I think the Heat have had a really good season. Only the 1 loss. You got Yor, who a lot of people are voting, MVP or talking early MVP. I think it's a little early for that, but they seem to be kind of they're the top of their division. They're pushing it really hard, and I think they kind of solidified their team early.
Yeah, for sure. All of them playing multiple series. You mentioned that Yor might be a contender for the MVP. Who else in the league seems to be putting their name in that pool?
Again, I think it's really early to kind of be like, I think this guy's going to be the MVP. You've got on all the, I would say, the higher ranked teams that are 4-1, you've got a certain player that's kind of making their name so far. So like on our team, you've got Carnitas, but I would say, as far as MVPs go, I do agree. Probably Yor would be my top one, just because his stats alone kind of say to me that because he's played every series for their team almost, and he's kind of getting on up there. I would say though, for like anybody else, maybe Matt Roshi, but you find that a lot of these guys that are struggling for this MVP spot, some of them are on very low ranked teams, and I just don't think that shows. So I think for now, Yor is pretty much my only pick going into it.
Fair enough. All right. So, in this matchup, we have a very strong team and another pretty weak team. What do the Tigers have to do in order to stand a chance against the Heat tonight?
Yeah, well, I think long-term Tigers need to figure out their personnel situation. You need to start playing with a consistent team. Unfortunately for tonight, I think it's going to be very difficult. Tigers have to win the first game. If they don't win the first game, if they don't make a statement, if they don't surprise the Heat, and they don't come out and say, look, we're here to play, we're ready, I think they'll lose the series 3-0. I think you have to come out and win the first game. You have to, like I said, put Heat on some notice, be like, hey, we're actually ready to play, and then you can maybe win out the rest of it carrying that momentum. I don't see a standout player for them yet because they've barely played half their players for that to happen. So I really do think maybe like Plasma, who's on the roster, needs to play a game and step up. But I think you have to win that first game.
Yeah, because if you lose that first game, you're off to a bad start, and the Heat get momentum. And it certainly seems like Heat getting momentum is not in the Tigers' favor. Speaking of the Heat, obviously you have big names like Oibu and Yor. What kind of identity do they carry in their games? Are they like an offensive team or a defensive team or somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, I mean, I would say they're a very offensive team. They have a huge goal differential. It feels like that when they take the series, they win a lot. But I also think they're the kind of team that probably lives in the opponent's end. It doesn't really looking at their stats doesn't tell me that they're on defense a lot or that it's a back and forth sort of game. It feels like they, as a team, know how to play with each other, know who I want to put upfield, who I want to put downfield, who I want to score. But I would say they appear to be a very offensive team. So you cannot let them, if you're the Tigers, shoot on you all match, or they will eventually score and beat you.
Right. So, in that case, it's potentially a way the Tigers can pull out this first game to get on their side, keep them on their side, and try to just keep some pressure on them.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's a fair assessment. I would say though that I don't think that's guaranteed. I think that the Tigers need to be good on all ends because the Heat also feels like a team that even if they're stuck on their end, maybe can get one boomer goal, as we saw in the previous series in AA. Happened quite a few times where you just get that one goal, goes everybody's head. So I don't think you can rush it if you're the Tigers. But I definitely want to say if you're the Tigers, you got to live half mark of the field or forward towards the Heat if you want to have any chance, really.
Yeah, I mean that's generally how teams win. Some teams can manage playing defensively, but until we can see a Tigers identity where they can do that, yeah, I totally agree that they have to live in the Heat's half. So taking the league at a larger point of view, obviously some of your top teams, Heat, include the Heat. No teams have. No teams are currently undefeated. Who do you think are potentially some of your favorites for the end of the season?
Well, yeah, like you said, no team's undefeated. I think every team probably had that one game where they were feeling the growing pains of getting to know each other. I would say though, a little biased, but I think our team, the Bobcats, have quite a good chance to get to the end of the season. We feel comfortable every game. There weren't any challenges for us as of yet. I think Heat are another team that I would see reaching the end of the season, and I think the Trojans probably. If I was to pick three teams that I thought would do the best, I think those three teams are really the ones I'm looking at as going all the way, or at least to the end.
Yeah, all three of those teams with a very strong schedule right now, or strong record, sorry. And I mean the Trojans are fighting for the Knights, if in that division. What about the Vipers division? What do you think happens there? They're all pretty close. Only about 2 games off.
Right. I mean that division's I think going to take a little more time to show really the difference between them. I will say that the Vipers got off to that strong start, but because their division's so close, I don't know that they'll necessarily keep it. I think really that division's going to come down to one team needs to coalesce its identity a little further. Maybe if it's the Osprey or the Geese or the Owls, because they're all right next to each other, they need to say, okay, we are the better team because we know how to play as a team. I think they've pretty much shown so far that they might not have a standout carry player. And I think for that division, it's really going to depend, can a team coalesce its identity and to carry it through to the end? But I don't really see a clear winner for that as of yet.
Right, one of those teams has to create some distance from the rest of them. On the flip side, just across the league, who's really been disappointing so far this season?
Well, I would say probably the Raiders, to me, were a little disappointing. I thought maybe they would go into it a little better than they were. And the Owls, too, because the Owls have a very, not stacked roster, but a very high-tier roster in my mind that just hasn't been performing. They have a very high ceiling cap. They only have 25 of cap space left. They look like they built their team right, and they just haven't been getting the W's. And I think they're close and they're right there, but to me that's been the biggest disappointment. I thought they would be going a little further.
Yeah, but they're still in the mix, so they still definitely have a shot to turn it around. In terms of some of these middle of the pack, low end of the league, who might jump out and surprise teams later this season?
Well, for middle of the league, I think Osprey. We were talking about it a second ago, but I really do think I know a couple of the players on that roster. They seem to have a good roster. I think if they can break the shackles of being like 3-2, looking like they're just a mid-tier team, I think they'll surprise a lot of people. As far as the lower ranked teams, I really it's early, but I don't see any of the lower ranked teams, the way at least they've built their rosters, as being able to jump forward. I think you're seeing a season to me that shows that the best teams have already jumped ahead and are going to keep running with that league. I think maybe Tundra, they're a mid-tier team, not a lower team, and I think they have been showing a lot of improvement and can jump forward and become one of those top-tier teams instead of a mid-tier team. But I really don't see a lower ranked team that to me says, man, we're about to crank it up. We're about to get up there to that, whatever. So I just don't see it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you always hope that one of these teams maybe can mix some things up and turn it around. Like maybe the Tigers here. They have 2 new players, Plasma and Soze. Do you think that there's a chance that could be the answer for the Tigers here?
Well, I think anytime you coalesce a roster, I think it can help you a lot. You get your team play down and you kind of solidify who you want to be as a roster. The thing that I don't like about the Tigers right now is, yes, they finally got that team, but they have they built so much cap space left. And I felt like maybe you needed to do a star signing to bring your team back. And it's not something they did. However, like I said, I do think if you can win this game, I think you maybe can turn your season around, because you've shown, man, I beat that high-ranked team. We did it. We're good. We're going to move forward. If you lose this game, I think you lose out the rest of the season. I really don't see, and that's a lot to say. I mean, you're facing a very good team, but you will cement your identity as sort of like a losing team and not really feel like you're playing for anything for the rest of the season if you start 0-6,
Right. And certainly had their work cut out for them. One last question for you. Obviously, I think we're both in agreement that it looks like the Heat's going to take this one, but how much do you think they win by?
So I think if the Tigers don't win the first game, it's a 3-0 in favor of the Heat, right? Because you'll lose any momentum you had going into it. I think if Tigers can take the first game, I still think the Heat will win 3-1. If Tigers can win the second game, I think they will win 3-0 or 3-1. But that's like a super far out bet. Like, I'm not betting all my money on that one, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, stakes are high. And on that note, thank you very much, Dead Medic. We will now transition over to our casters, Ty and Fury.
Hello. Thanks for sticking out the short delay. We're going to get going as soon as both teams are back in the lobby. I am Ty alongside Fury. He will be covering the play-by-play. How you doing, man?
Doing absolutely fantastic. I'm very excited to see this AAA game with the Heat. Expectations are very high for them, so we're going to see if they can hold up to that.
Exactly. The desk covered it a whole lot. We got a big mismatch, big opportunity for a big upset for the Tigers to get on the board here in match day number 6. Currently 0-5, but each series starts out 0-0, and it looks like we're getting some players possibly joining. We got 3 on one side, one guy flipping back and forth, but soon enough we'll get 3-on-3 and we'll get going. I think we got it.
Sounds good. Long enough. We waited long enough for this one, folks. So we're going to get into game number 1. Heat are definitely your favorite here. We're going to see what they can do. As this ball goes off the wall, it's going to be an easy goal for OIB.
Yeah, wasting no time. Heat immediately putting pressure. I like the 50. Sosei just kind of get a tough read. That's tough when the ball bounces high off the wall above you and you're stuck in that corner. But you got to give OIB some credit, following it up nicely. Really making a statement early, 4 seconds in.
Absolutely, and that was a near perfect kickoff, just able to put it in the spot for your teammate to follow up. So well done to them getting an early goal here. So they're going to try to extend this lead. So this ball going off the wall again. OIB might be there for this one. He gets a shot off. It's going to be a good one. Straight in, and they're 2-0 up here, 22 seconds in.
Yeah, that's about as ideal as you can get. Quick start, lots of pressure, early goals. I don't even know if you could call it pressure, because it's really just coming off the kickoff. Nothing's really settled down to the floor yet, but the Heat just winning everything so far. It's going to be interesting to see whether the Tigers, with their somewhat new roster, can gel here on this stream.
Absolutely. The Heat just looking like such a formidable team, just definitely the favorites in the league, or one of, if you will. So the Tigers just not off to a good start. Maybe they can bring this one back. But if the Heat are just going to continue to pile on goals like this, it's going to be very hard for them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 3 goals, 46 seconds. Kawhi, nicely placed 50 win from the top of the ceiling down to his teammate. That's a lot of chemistry showing off early for the Heat, who, of note, have not really settled on a top 3 for their lineup. You've got Yor and Oibu starting every series so far, but you've got Chubi and Kawhi, their 3rd and 4th players, kind of battling it out for the final starting spot. Maybe that's what the Heat will be looking for here if they can decide on somebody.
So that might even be better. You could always change it up every week. You have 2 players you know you can win with. That's the recipe for success right there. So they definitely
100%.
have a good formula for winning this division.
Yeah, and then they're in first place right now, first place in the Elements division here in AAA. Other than a week or a match day 1 forfeit, probably just due to some availability issues, they have won all 4 of their matches that have actually been played.
And they've only dropped 2 games during those series. That's absolutely insane. So we're seeing some great Rocket League from this team.
That is incredible. I drop 2 games pretty much every 2 games I play in Rocket League.
Oh, I felt that one. So now we're going to try to take this one. Going to get dunked by Trash. This ball kept out of the half by Yor. Lantern trying to look for something his way. A lot of back and forth touches here. So we're approaching the 3-minute mark. This ball's going to stay in the Heat half. Very dangerous. A good pass coming in, but it's going to be cleared away by Kawhi. Still keeping it in. Lantern looking for his own shot here. Not able to get the double. LIB with a very lucky double touch off the wall. Going to set his team up for success. He's going to try a shot of his own. Going to miss. Kawhi able to find OIB up there, but his touch is going to let him down.
Just a little bit. We're seeing a little bit of life from the Tigers, though. They're able to hold onto the ball. Maybe not for an extended period of time, but at least getting a little bit of shots on target, a little bit of passing play happening. They might be settling into this game 1.
Absolutely, and that's all you can do. You know, when you're down 3-0, you just gotta try as much as you can and really just get creative. As we see, a missed double touch was able to be followed up by too much.
We'll give them credit for the full for the fake. We'll give credit for the fake. All 3 players getting involved.
We used to call those calculated whiffs.
Exactly. But hey, you know what? We've got a game. 2 goals over 2 minutes and 17 seconds, more than doable for players of this caliber.
Absolutely, and that's just what's so cool about GC gameplay is, you know, it's anyone's game, no matter what. Like they're still down by 2 minutes left. They still have time, so they're not out of this game or this series. I know they're the underdogs, but getting this goal has got to put a little fire under the. Yeah, I can't talk right now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's igniting them a little bit against this Heat team. No, the Tigers are out there. They're trying to get used to each other. Not a lot of stats on any of the players just because of some roster changes, lack of availability led to a forfeit or 2. But you can see these are talented players. They're sitting in the 17-ish 100 MMR range. So you know they've got the technical ability. It's just about can they gel as a group of 3 players.
Absolutely. That's all that it's about. You know, we've seen from the Heat so far, they just they just are a cohesive unit. Just every week they're consistent, and that's just all that the Tigers have to find here is just that consistency. And you know, maybe we'll see a completely different end of this series is what we thought.
Hey, you're right. If the Tigers can start adjusting, I mean, the past couple minutes have been a very evenly played game. Tigers even getting themselves a goal. And obviously you can't give up 3 in the first minute and expect to win a lot, but they're definitely showing signs of a team that can challenge the Heat.
Absolutely, and if I'm the Tigers, I'm going into game number 2, you know, very happy. You know, you performed very well against a team that everyone expected you just to get shut out and pretty much just like wipe the floor with. So, you know, there's a lot of upside to this series, and hopefully they can finish strong because they're starting off a lot stronger than I'd say a lot of people are thinking.
For sure.
As this ball is in very dangerous territory, Trash able to find a clear. And that was an open net opportunity, but he missed the touch.
Yeah, he had to hit that one time to get enough power on it. Just kind of ran right by it.
Absolutely. Game number 1 is going to go to the Heat in, I want to say, dominating fashion, but I would say the Tigers really held their own there, especially after that first minute. Just gave up a couple goals off the wall, kickoff goals. So after that, they kind of, stepped up their game. Their defense was there, and they were able to keep it a lot closer and score one. And if they didn't get those 2 kickoff goals in the beginning, we'd be looking at a 1-1 game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're bringing up a good point, Fury. The final 4 minutes of the game were incredibly even, if not even possibly tilting towards the Tigers' favor. They were creating some opportunities in possession. And if they can continue that, I think we're going to see a very even series for the rest of this one. But it's just too much. At this level, the defenses and the players are just too good. It's very difficult to overcome a 3-goal deficit in the AAA league. And obviously the Tigers can't keep doing that, but they flashed a lot of good potential there.
Absolutely, and Grand Champ games, they're basically whoever makes the most mistakes loses the game, and they just made more mistakes in the beginning, and it ended up costing them the game. They just have to, like we said, just fine tune those little things, and we might be seeing a different outcome here. This game number 2 is underway. Trash trying to get something going. This one's going to be met on the wall by OIB. And now the Heat are on offense. The opportunity, looking for a pass. No one's going to be there. Too much able to clear that one away, but this ball's staying in the Tigers' half. So now Trash forced to make a save, but he's not able to, and Kawhi able to put this one in.
Yeah, kind of saw the Tigers there pushing up a little bit high on defense. You got one guy not able to make that backboard play. It's an easy put away for Kawhi. And hey, you know what? Tigers were able to hold the Heat scoreless for 4 seconds in the first game and 30 seconds in the second, so they are improving.
I would call that progress. They tied it up right here. Lansering with a nice shot, and it looked like maybe a 50-50 win there in the air.
Yeah, Kawhi missing it, but you got to give a lot of credit to Lantern for being the one guy out of the 3 players there to read it, get up high enough to beat both defenders, and now we've got a tie game.
Tie game early on. It's the score is reset. It's 0-0. Now Trash looking for Lantern. Not able to do anything with this one as he's trying to keep it in. This ball. Oh, gonna be nearly own goal by Kawhi.
Right there.
Very dangerous indeed. There's now too much looking for something here, but that ball is gonna be floating too far for him to make a play out of. OIB able to beat one. He's got to beat another. Not able to do it in this ball. Being passed back and forth here. OIB looking for his teammate. Your shot can be met by Trash. Now this one's going to be floating too much. Going to put it towards the wall. Try to follow this one up. Able to beat another. He's got a friend out mid, but this one's going to be cleared away nicely by Yor. OIB with an easy save on the goal line. So now the Tigers trying to just find their bearings and regroup. So they have an open net opportunity, and that shot is going. OIB with the save. Great save.
Nice job to not only get the save, but to push it to the corner, allow his defense to reset a little bit.
Absolutely, and that's all you need to do is just buy time for your team. If you can just get that ball cleared away and allow your team to come back and help you. And a great squishy save from Lantern.
Nice, and sometimes you look at that and go, oh man, he's just trying to show off, but he had to with Oibu coming in for the demo.
Absolutely, very calculated play there. He saw he was going to get demoed. That's the only way he's saving that ball, and he was able to capitalize on it. So well done. Lantering's showing a lot of mechanical skill and great game knowledge here in these first 2 games. Very excited for what I'm seeing from him. A great save by Too Much. Now he's trying to get something going on his own. This is very dangerous, and he's going to miss his opportunity to take the lead. The Heat are knocking on the door of the Tigers right now.
They are, but I love this so far. It's a lot of back and forth play, attack and counterattack, and attack and more counterattack. It's a lot more fast-paced, fun to watch here in game number 2 of this best of 5, as all RLPC matches are in the regular season.
Gotta love the best of 5's. Trash getting bumped from his teammate. He may have had a follow-up on that, as that one's going to go past him, and Kawhi able to get a dunk. Too Much with the clear. Only going to go as far as OIB. Looks for his teammate. Able to find him, but a great dunk there by Trash. Now Lantern trying to get something going for himself. And again, we're seeing a lot of back and forth as now Lantern was found on the wall, but his shot went over. This ball's going back into the Tigers' half. Lantern trying to take this one off the wall. He's going to leave it for too much. A couple of misplays here as we're seeing a lot more back and forth. And not a lot of opportunities coming out. As soon as I said that, they had an opportunity and missed it.
It's an immediate caster's curse right there. But no, both teams, I like, you know what, maybe they're overrunning rotations a slight bit, but both teams are being aggressive, no hesitation, and that's a lot of fun to watch, and seems to be playing well for both of these teams. I'll tell you this, if the Tigers play like this for the rest of the season, I could see them crawling their way back into playoff contention, as we are only 5 out of 18 games, 18 series completed.
Still a lot of series left to play. That one was nearly put in by the Heat. 40 seconds, they have to be careful, and they're able to clear this one away. But yeah, you know, they're looking like one of the worst teams in the league here early on in the season, but it's still early on in the season. They have a lot of time. They have a lot of potential we're seeing here. So we're going to see if they could just, you know, keep it going and find their groove. Because right now, I think they're very happy with how they're playing. They're playing a very tight game, keeping the Heat on their toes. So I'm very excited to see how this game and even series just finishes out, because it's still anyone's series.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, looks like next goal is going to win here. It could go either way.
Absolutely. This could be it. The Tigers are going to take game number 2, possibly 3 seconds left.
Most likely.
The odds are in their favor after that one.
Yeah, Kawhi was looking to loft it up for his teammate. Unfortunately, it was too much at the goal and not enough across the middle of the field for his guy to put it away. And you got to give a lot of credit to the Tigers, seeing it quickly, quick 1-2 hit, and looks like they're going to take this game too if they can get the ball on the ground.
There's still a chance. Is it a "this is Rocket League" moment? We'll see. There's Lantern putting this off the backboard. Yor's going to be there trying to find his teammate Kawhi. They have an opportunity. They're getting it over to Tigers' half. Is now Lantern most likely going to drop this one down. He puts it as far left as he can. No one's there. And that's game number 2. We're tied up here in this series.
Exactly. Nice effort from the Tigers. I mean, honestly, other than the first minute of game 1, this has been incredibly even.
Absolutely.
For both teams.
Like I said, if they didn't mess up a couple kickoffs, you know, we would have been looking at a 1-1 and game number 1. And, you know, they definitely played so much better after that first minute, like you said. So, you know, those couple mistakes just really, you know, bit them in the butt a little bit. So, you know, they're playing so well right now. If they can keep this up, the Heat are going to be in for trouble, because they're playing as a cohesive unit, and that's what you love to see.
Yeah, it's kind of incredible considering the Tigers are a relatively new team roster-wise. A couple guys with not a lot of actual series stats coming into this match, and yeah, it's fun to watch. I'm pleasantly surprised at how competitive this series is.
Absolutely, and it's just nice, you know, you got the David versus Goliath theme going on right now, and Tigers are stepping up, and I really love to see it. So we get game number 3 underway as a shot's going to go in early on from the Heat.
Man alive. What is that, like 4 goals immediately following a kickoff? Something like that?
Something like that. They're lethal.
Tigers just need to like start with the ball rolling up a wall or something. This putting the ball in the middle of the field is just not working for them to kick things off.
Not
at a certain point, at a certain point, it's beyond chance as well. I mean, it's just some type of good 50 strategy that the Heat are employing here.
Absolutely. I know that's a 1v1 strat to get that ball bouncing off the wall on kickoffs and able to follow it up. So maybe they're trying to utilize that and getting their kickoffs right.
Whatever they're doing, I wouldn't change a thing.
Absolutely. So they're up 1-0, and the Too Much is trying to tie it up, but a save on the goal line from Kawhi is now. He's trying to look for a shot of his own, not able to get it.
Good, like the creativity, though.
Absolutely. That's what we came here to see in these GC series.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the thing beyond just it looking cool, if you can pull off or at least put pressure on the defense with a fun mechanic like a ceiling shot, then they have to respect it next time you touch the ball, and it makes the simpler shots that much easier.
Absolutely. They're going to be expecting the most. That's when you can also fake. They're going to be expecting, if you go for a flip reset early on or something and you score it, they're going to be expecting that later. You can play with that and try to fake around that. They're going to respect you a lot more, like you said. So
Exactly.
is now you're looking for a shot, going to be cleared away very easily by Lantern, and this ball still in dangerous territory. So now Kawhi putting this one up. Be cleared only as far as yours. Going to take it off the wall. And this one still floating in the midfield.
Too much space
Kawhi.
there for Kawhi.
Absolutely. And that's
What
a
a
pinch.
heck
And
of a
this one
clear pinch.
is going straight in. I really didn't expect that one.
No, I was like, oh man, Kawhi made a mistake there. Or I mean, not Kawhi, but the defense for giving him so much space. And then obviously they just had the strategy to pinch clear that over everybody.
Right. They're just 10 steps ahead of all of us. They knew that was about to happen with the pinch. So,
Of course.
well done to them.
Yeah. Hey, the Tigers are finding a way, and sometimes it takes a little bit of luck to get you going.
Absolutely. It's one of those, we take those moments for sure.
Oh yeah, every goal counts.
Absolutely. OIB trying to put this one off the corner, but it's going to be met by Trash in the air, and he's able to get a nice double touch on there. Make that another follow-up for him. That one's going off the wall. Lantern. Going to take this one. They are able to only get past one as he gets hit in the air. And he's going to loft a little shot up. And they're doing a good job trying to keep this one away from their half. They're not allowing a lot of shots. As I say that, a shot nearly goes in. Lantern able to make a save on the goal line. We're seeing a more of what we saw in the second half of, or I'd say the majority of last game, is that close game and really just a couple little mistakes or even sheer luck. What an air dribble by Lantern, not able to go in the end, but just I can't talk now. I'm sorry. The lucky. Almost lucky plays with that pinch there. It's just the little things that are causing goals. It's the little things that cause the big things, little mistakes.
For sure, and you're right. I mean, at this level, they're going to get a lot of the basics right, and it's going to come down to who can execute as a team the best. And the rotations have been very solid, apart from a few minor mistakes. It's really just coming down to kind of like what you're saying, Fury. Who is going to make the first mistake that opens up their own defense? And so far, neither team seems very willing to make that mistake. But at some point, these teams are going to have to send that second and third guy in on attack because someone's got to win Game 3.
Absolutely. You got to go for that high risk, high reward. Is now the Heat. I think I have an opportunity here. Is going to get it past one, but Trash in a good position to clear that one. They're looking for a pass play again, and this ball cleared away on the goal line. Lantern.
Good positioning from Lantern there. He sees the guy in the corner who's the threat to score, the biggest threat to score, and he positions himself nicely in the middle to make a hard save look very, very easy.
Absolutely. Like I said, Lantern just has, some of the best mechanics I've seen so far, especially in this game. I would say he's really outshining a lot of these players in here, and so I think he's really the crutch for his team.
Lantern is outshining.
Didn't even notice I did that one. It's now Kawhi able to put this one in.
Yeah, your nice 50 gets a dangerous and lucky bounce. Kawhi able to capitalize. You might like to see Trash close down on that a little bit earlier, but you've got to give a lot of credit to the Heat for taking advantage of a good 50.
Absolutely, and Trash just a half second from making that save. He was almost there. The rotation just wasn't there for him.
In all fairness, though, that's a weird thing to have to expect.
Absolutely.
That was a very odd bounce.
Is this one looking like the Heat might take this one? They have an opportunity, 7 seconds remaining. They're going to have one more chance. Lantern going to take this one off. It's going to have an unfortunate pinch here. This one is going to be put down, and the Heat are one game away from taking this series.
Yeah, man, this has been a good one. Nice back and forth action. Another relatively low scoring affair, 2-1, and some good individual plays there from the Tigers, but the Heat able to just And again, it was that kickoff goal at the beginning. It doesn't, you don't think about it too much when there's 5 minutes left on the clock, but kind of shows up right there. And if they can limit what the Tigers get after kickoff, they'll be just fine.
Absolutely, those kickoffs will definitely hurt you in the end. You know, like you said, it happens early on. I believe that was 9 seconds in that happened. You know, but you still think, you know, it's 5 minutes. We got so much time left, but you can't be letting those in early on. You got to that'll for one shift the momentum. Two, you're down by one. You know, it's not looking good for you at that point. So you got to try to, you know, change something up on your kickoffs. Like, obviously it's not working for you if they're scoring multiple goals in multiple games. I think something needs to change for their kickoffs. Yeah,
you got to at least maybe you leave someone in net, or I'm not sure what you do, but something different. All right, so we'll throw it to the chat. What's the over-under on Heat's first kickoff goal? I put it at like 30 seconds into the match.
Within 30 seconds?
Oh, yeah. I would put the over-under at that. So, you know, place your bets now.
You know what? I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to say the Tigers are going to score within 20 seconds.
That is a bold bet. Let's see what happens. Lantern getting a positive kickoff, but quick off the start for the Heat.
They have an opportunity to open net here, but that shot is just going to let Trash down. So now they still have another opportunity, nearly putting in. That was just off the corner of the crossbar. Is that shot easily saved away by Tigers. Now too much. Putting this one up on the wall, trying to beat OIB, not able to. Is this one still in dangerous position now? OIB left alone. He's able to do as much as he can to get that one back to his teammate. Kawhi with a banging shot at net, but that one's going to be cleared away. A combination of both the Tigers and the Heat. And Trash just trying to alleviate this pressure that the Heat are trying to keep up. Lantern able to do so. So now OIB's touch to the wall. He's looking for Kawhi. Kawhi's going to wait for this one up on the wall. Lantern able to make a touch here. Yor not able to find the double touch he's looking for, but now too much. Looking for a air dribble, flip reset, not able to find it. The defense is just holding true for both of these teams.
Yeah, nice close down from Oibu. He's able to read the air dribble and get up quick enough and with enough speed and power to deflect that shot away.
Absolutely. We're seeing some very impressive things from both of these defenses here early on. Some very good shots coming off very early on in this game. And, you know, the defense is just holding true so far. So you're going to see if either of them can keep up. Now OIB trying to go off the ceiling. Too much is touch. Going to be followed up by Trash. He's able to get another one. No, yours going to be a dunk. This one going off the corner. Shot going to be high and wide for Kawhi. Now yours last alone. His touch going to be cleared away by Trash in the air off the backboard. Great positioning for him there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. It was that positioning that allowed him to use 20 boosts to get it instead of 40, 50, 60. And that becomes important when the play just extends like this, maintaining and managing your boost.
Absolutely. These high GC games, you know, a lot of people will try to boost starve you, so that boost management will come in handy each and every time. So well done for him to that for that positioning. It's now Lantern's touch, gonna find Trash, but this one easily cleared away by OIB. We're seeing a lot of back and forth here in midfield play.
Yeah, this is pretty much the first time this series that things have really been kind of gumming up in the midfield. It's, you know, a lot of possession play, very deliberate attacking from both sides. I'm honestly shocked we didn't see a quick goal considering how the first 3 games went.
Right. You know, when I said they would score it within 20 seconds, I meant at, 20 seconds left. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That's the way someone would phrase that sentence.
Right. You always got to make sure that you're not wrong,
Yeah.
Now we're going to see a lot of back and forth here after halftime, and neither team able to find their groove on offense, both just doing as much as they can to clear and make saves.
Yeah, good desperation defense here from the Tigers, keeping the Heat away, but not able to clear.
Ooh, and desperation defense didn't work as Trash tried to get I'm sorry, not Trash. Lantern try to get across the goal line, but OIB putting that one bottom left corner, not able to save it. You just put that in the perfect spot.
Yeah, 100%. You know, the pressure paid off, and the Tigers, through no fault of their own, were committing pretty much 2 people to each save there, and finally it kind of bit them. But, yeah, Heat have a lead, but as we've seen, anything can change in this game. I'm done predicting what's going to happen. These teams keep changing up their style.
Right. As now Trash, he's trying to get this one cleared from the corner and able to, but only as far as Kawhi's shot. It's going to be a weak one. Lantern looking for Trash off the wall, but he's not going to have a follow-up for this one.
Yeah.
So now the Heat, they're in such a good position with 1 minute left. They can really just try to waste time or try to keep going for goals as they nearly got one there. It's Trash with a great save.
If they can snag a second one in a low-scoring series like this, that might be the dagger.
Absolutely. I think it's high risk, high reward time for Tigers for sure. Backs against the wall. You got to do something. You got to do something different in order to score right now.
Well, here's something different. A lot of boost on the side. Unfortunately, right at a defender.
Absolutely, and we're just seeing a lot of like wasted possessions from the Tigers, as their touches are just going straight into the opponents, and that flick is going to go straight into the net.
No wasted touch there. Oibu with the control off the wall. He's just given too much space on this play. 2 defenders come out to commit. Too much is too far away from the goal, and that's probably going to do it. I mean, we've seen a lot of kickoff goals, but as long as the Heat can settle this kickoff down, which they are very likely to do, this is going to be it. 3-1 for the Heat.
Absolutely, Heat played phenomenal, but you can't take anything away from how the Tigers played. Like you said, this is such a new roster. You know, they haven't seen much playing time in RLPC, so I'd be very happy if I was them. I think they found a solid roster. If you're able to, you know, nearly take a series, this was very close. You know, one goal last game. You're nearly able to take a series from an undefeated team, you know, without the forfeit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to be very happy with how you played. Tigers, you did a phenomenal job. Well done to you guys. But Heat taking this one 3-1, pretty much expected by everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. And but you know, great effort both sides. Moral victories only get you so far though here in RLPC, and the Tigers will drop to 0-6. But as weird as it sounds, it's a pretty solid 0-6. I think they have every opportunity in the final 12 match days to do better. Heat are going to make it 5 wins in a row to improve to 5-1. They are pushing themselves higher up the leaderboard, maintaining their first place standing in the Elements division. Be sure to stick around. At 9 o'clock, we've got a major league matchup that is going to be the Pirates and the Eagles. Going to have some nice 1800, 2000 MMR gameplay. Come back soon. I've been Ty alongside Fury, along with our wonderful streamer Ironhe, and Wolfie is hanging around as well, doing some clipping for our Twitch channel. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
boys and girls.
That was incredibly terrifying. But Happy and I are here doing the things. Oh gosh, that's even creepier. Because I totally realized that I have it unmuted on my desktop, and I heard myself do that, and I'm actually scared. So I apologize 100%. But Happy, are you here, buddy?
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful, or hear that beautiful voice, ladies and gentlemen. I miss this guy. All right, Happy. Who do we have tonight, man?
We have the the Eagles and the I lost the other team. Pirates. Eagles and Pirates.
We have the Pirates. Yo, Els is on here, dude. Ah, man. Els, what a man. He's the first one who drafted me in all of RLPC. So this man has a very, very special place in my heart. So I just want to say hi, Els. Love you. You're a great guy. Wait, I told you it was Bulls and Pirates?
Eagles.
Sorry, my mind's kind of crazy right now.
Both of them sitting at 3-2.
Man, you were about to see what I was.
Yes. Eagles are sitting at the top of their division, while the Pirates are... Well, they're both tied for the top of their division. It lists Eagles as first in theirs and Pirates as second, but there's a lot of 3-2 teams in Major right now.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only team in Major that's not that has a better record than 3-2 is actually Whitecap. So I know that Mars jumping up and down for that one. The Cobras aren't doing too hot. Ascension, Lions, and Spartans they need to work on it a little bit. But let us look at the Pirates versus Eagles. So I already talked about Els, great guy, but with my thing just totally went haywire. But Nudging and Els actually are tied with goals. They have 14, 5 series, 19 games. So they're both pretty even in that regard. But looking at this, do you really have anyone that kind of stands out to you that you're just like, oh man, I cannot wait to see this man just absolutely play right now?
I mean, just the fact that both Nudging and Els have like the same stats, that's a duo I want to see just pass it to each other back and forth. As for the Eagles, it looks like Tekaz is their leader. Tekaz? Whatever.
Tekaz is what I would call him. But
yeah.
I do want to mention that we actually have Cyan and Zayo actually ready. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them in and we can get started with this. Hey, Cyan, how you doing, buddy?
What's up?
All right, well, I really hope that Zayo doesn't get scared when I pull him in too. And Zayo's here too. How you doing?
Doing great.
Awesome. So we have the Eagles versus Pirates, and Happy and I said just a tidbit about them. But talk to me, boys. What is going on with the majors right now?
Oh, we nice and live on stream right now. Look at that, Bart putting us right into the fire. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, like Bart just mentioned, we do have a big major matchup coming here for you guys tonight. It is going to be the last game of the night. Like he said, it is the Pirates versus the Eagles. Both teams coming in here with a nice 3-2 record. Pirates trying to fight back for that number 1 spot in their brawler division. They are second to the Lumberjacks, and then the Eagles coming in at number 1 in their Wild division at the 3-2 record, just edging out the Hawks. But both of these teams are going to be looking to make this first step to kind of get to that 4-2 record and start going for that little bit of maybe a lengthy run to separate that W column from the L column. Zaya, what do you think?
Well, I can tell you a little bit about their records. The Pirates, their 3 wins have come against bottom feeders. Who just switched the schedule on me? The Pirates beat the Bulls 3-1, the Lions 3-1, and the Spartans 3-0. Nothing really impressive there. And then their 2 losses were to the Lumberjacks and the Kings. They're 2 pretty good teams, and it looks like they got 3-1 by both of them. Pretty understandable.
How are we looking for the Eagles?
The Eagles, they swept Ascension. They got beat by the Flames. They got washed by the Ducks 3-0. And then they 3-1 the Hawks, and then they 3-0'd the Ducks on Tuesday.
Yeah, so some good victories and also some struggling losses coming there for both teams. However, the Eagles are coming into this game with the higher games per game, coming in at a nice 2.89 goals per game for the season so far. With the Pirates coming in at a much lower count at 2.11 a game. The Eagles, their main starting three have been Tekaz or T-Kaz, not sure to say that name. Sorry, man. Bubbly
Probably
Reaper
Tekaz.
and that's probably Tekaz. Yeah, Bubbly Reaper and Pancake. Tekos has been on a heater so far this season, coming in on a nice 1.39 goals a game, 0.92 assists, and averaging over a save a game. So he's been a real good mainstay at the front of the offensive line for the Eagles. But on the other side for the Pirates, nudging Sheena and Els, a lot more spread out scoring for them, with both nudging and Els actually having the same average goals per game at 0.74, and Sheena coming in at that third spot at 0.63. But on the other hand, their saves a game have been much higher than anybody on the Eagles, as nudging coming in at a nice 168 saves a game, Sheena with a nice 132, and Els at 142, which is and all three of these are higher than anybody on the Eagles. Actually, no, my mistake. That is not true. Sheena coming in at 132 is just a touch lower than Pancake. But I think we're going to be seeing a nice offensive versus a good defensive battle here, and we should have a great series for you guys here.
That's right. All right, so it looks like that the teams are just about ready. So my last question to both of you is going to be, who do you think takes this match and by how much?
Ooh, Zaya, you want to tackle it first?
I suppose. Well, on paper, I think the Pirates are a far better team, but I've seen them play a couple times and they've been having like chemistry issues and whatnot. So I'm gonna give it to. I'll trust the paper. The Pirates in Game 5.
Pirates in 5. All right, Cyan. What about you?
All right, so like Zaya did just say, the Pirates do look slightly better on paper. I do agree with that. And it's really going to be a tough matchup here. It's really a toss-up. I agree it's going to go to Game 5. And, I think I'm also going to give it to the Pirates. In my opinion, their defensive game all season so far has just been absolutely outstanding. And they're just looking to be able to score some more goals here on their opponents. And the Eagles coming in with a little bit of a struggling defense. I'm not saying it's the worst, but it's definitely not the best in that middle area. So I'm also going to take the Pirates in Game 5.
Sounds like a real close matchup. Thank you both, Cyan and Zayo. And we are going to go into this match now. Back to you, Ty and Fury.
Hello, thanks for sticking around, everybody. Final match of the night, Pirates and Eagles from the Major League. I'm still here. I'm Ty, doing the color commentary. Fury, play-by-play, and Iron Heat has got the stream running smoothly, and we are going to get going momentarily. How you doing, Fury?
Doing great, man. I'm very excited to see the Major League game now. This is what we've all been waiting for, the high MMRGC. I'm very excited to see this, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be a good one. The desks seem pretty evenly split, or at least looking for close matchup out of this pair of 3-2 teams. Pirates dropping their last two. The Eagles winning their last two. Eagles also sporting some very stylish custom avatars for their team. That's got to give them a competitive advantage.
Absolutely, and if not a competitive advantage, they definitely get the style points for this one. Coming out in uniform.
Exactly.
As we're getting this Game 1 underway. Chat, let me hear who you guys think is going to take this game and or series. As Reaper not able to do anything with this one. This ball going to be put up for Pancake. He's going to get the first shot on net, but easily saved away from nudging. As this ball making its way back into the Eagles' half. Tekos able to save that one. A pass coming out, and his shot, Avion's shot, able to bounce just off the crossbar, and Els able to follow that one home.
Els starts it off, and he's able to finish the play off of the good entry pass he had to Avion. Avion was able to get enough speed on it to make it awkward, letting his teammate Els finish that off.
Absolutely well done from the Pirates. They take a very early lead here. They're going to try to keep this one going. Els Looking for a pass to his team, but a great backflip clear coming from Tekos. This ball is going to stay in the Eagles' half. Nudging. His touch going to let his teammate down, but Avion's going to be there. Tekos, he's got teammates with him. He's going to flick. L is going to be on the end of that one. And we're seeing a lot of pass opportunities coming out from each team, but the defenses are holding true so far, as this one nearly had an opportunity and he's going to miss his shot. L is going to try to turn this one around. Tekos, great touch to the corner. That's going to be cleared away. A lot of clears early on here.
Yep, settling into a little bit of a ping-pong back-and-forth match after the first minute or so, which was very much deliberate pass plays. But however you want to look at it, Pirates have an early lead, and they have also dominated, I would say, the quality chances so far. They've had a couple good chances other than their goal at net.
Absolutely. It seems like, they're definitely hitting the ball with a purpose more than we're seeing from... Wow.
Oh. Wow.
That was just a misplay. It's very unfortunate.
After all the excellent rotations and pass plays we saw in the first 2 minutes, it's just the Eagles getting a little bit out of position, but you got to give credit to Nudging. He sees an opening, no hesitation, gets enough speed and the proper location on the ball to double his team's lead.
Absolutely. It was just very perfect. It nearly was saved away with that pre-flip.
Yeah.
But well done. You got a 2-0 lead here. 2 minutes remaining. You're in a good spot. You're trying to pile it. Oh my goodness,
no.
Tekos. What a shot.
Immediate response. Screw all the team plays. Tekos says, I will take it myself. I've got enough boost to beat one defender on the wall. And the rest of the Pirates not able to close down near post. Tekos with the light touch, putting his team on the board.
That was just beautiful. That's what you expect from this major league. Tekos is just coming out swinging for you guys.
Not content at 1-2. The Eagles keeping up the pressure.
Absolutely. They're looking for this tying goal early, right after they scored. Now Tekos, his touch. He's going to go to the other side. Pancake going to have opportunity to keep this one alive. That one's going to be cleared away from Nudging. That ball's hit straight at him. Now he's looking for an air dribble of his own. It's going to be cleared to the wall, and this one still in dangerous territory for the Eagles. This ball's coming straight down, and Els is able to get the pinch off the ground. What a play.
Nice individual play from Nudging to get that with speed off the wall. Avion putting it at a weird angle, and Els following it up. The Eagles were just chasing and chasing all over that play, never quite able to catch up to the offensive pressure that the Pirates were putting on.
Absolutely. The Pirates are definitely coming out swinging here. They're getting the team plays going, and they're looking very good early on in the series. And that's something, if you can keep up, you're gonna make a very quick series. If you keep those pass plays going and those rotations nice. It's now Nudging. He doesn't have boost to follow this one up. Tekos going to be able to clear that one away. He's going to have a follow of his own, able to beat one. Can't get the double. Pancake shot is going to go to the corner, nearly own goal. This one's going in.
Oh, no.
Reaper able to put it home.
The Pirates were almost able to clear the danger, but let's see what happened here. Els is just flying past it, gets a weird bounce off the bottom of his car, and Bubbly Reaper there to put it away, and we've got a much closer game heading into the back half.
Absolutely. Just a couple very unfortunate touches from them, especially from Els off there. He nearly had that one cleared away, and we would have been looking at maybe a counterattack coming out from them. But a 1-goal difference now separates these teams, and it's looking a lot closer to what their records reflect. 2-3-2 teams. You got to expect a lot of close games.
Yeah, 3-2 teams in a 3-2 game. It's a close game, high scoring, a little bit of a different profile from our 8-15 matchup, where both teams are very much more deliberate, not opening up their defenses as much. But I gotta admit, I kind of like this high-scoring game, this high-scoring feeling a lot better.
Absolutely, especially if you get an absolute gem from Tekos. That was just very cool to watch. And now there's gonna be an open net. It's gonna be a miss. Nudging gonna want that one back in the end.
That could have been it right there. Hope it doesn't bite them in the end, but that probably would have put away this game one had they been able to convert.
Absolutely, that would have just been. Oh, they're nearly able to put one in. Oh my, the defense holds true. But
No.
we're just seeing a lot of shots go off the players, the crossbar, the post. Are they going to score?
What's going on here? They are testing all parts of the goal, and all parts are working so far. Both side posts, the crossbar, the wall behind it. Eventually, you got to hit the middle of it at some point.
Right. They're just proving that the best goalie is the crossbar. That's all they did right there. Is now nudging. Gonna turn on this one and put a shot on net. Teko's gonna be on the end of it. 6 seconds left. This ball's going into Pirates half. It's gonna be put right back. Avion nearly able to find a shot, and Pancake gotta keep this one up. Teko's gonna be there to help him out. And they do have an opportunity to keep this one up. This shot's gonna go wide. That was probably their best opportunity they had. That was a very close ending to this game here. But in the end, Pirates take game number 1.
They do, and despite their best efforts in front of the net, they do take game number 1. They created so many opportunities for themselves, but not just quite able to put it away. And that is not a recipe for success over a long series. But you know what? At the end of the day, a win is a win, and the Pirates have one. They're up 1-0. The Eagles are looking solid, but they kind of got caught up in rotations a bit too much, caught up in bad rotations on defense a bit too much towards the back half of that game. But I would expect them to step it up a little in game number 2.
Absolutely, and like you said, they had a couple, unfortunate plays as we saw. I forget who was on the corner of that goal post, but their touch just softly let it down for the opponents to put in, and Pirates got a goal there. So they just gotta get their touches down and make sure they get hard clears and not just the little little hits in the midfield just sitting there for the opponents. So I just think they gotta tighten up a couple things, and they'll be solid for this game too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that kind of goes both ways as well. Both teams are solid, and after a full game on stream, you start to settle in a little more. You start to get used to how you feel that day while you're playing, and you never know. I would expect possibly an even cleaner game than we saw in already a well-played game 1.
Absolutely, both teams kind of expecting how each other are going to play. So I definitely agree with you there. It's now L's and Avion looking for a sick play, not able to find it. Almost. They're trying to go for the clips today.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of clips, another shout out to the guy clipping tonight's stream. Wolfie will either be going through now or later after the stream is archived to put up some fun clips for y'all to check out on our social media channels.
What a guy.
Quick plug. Waterfall. Oh no, the demo cost Tekos there, I think.
I think it did too, and that
doesn't matter, but
in the end, the cleanup crew named Pancake was able to put this one on.
Yeah, Pancake was able to batter that ball right into the net, able to whisk himself right by the defenders, give his team the early lead.
The puns are out tonight, and I like it. Is this kickoff kind of going in neutral favor? So now this ball's able to go in the Eagles' half. The Eagles able to follow it up. Tekos' touch only going as far as nudging, trying to look for another one. No one from Pirates' middle there. And now that leads to an easy shot opportunity from Tekos. He's able to get the demo and just get it past everyone.
The control and the finesse from Tekos, he's able to pop it up to himself, beat one defender, able to push it just far enough to tempt the goalie to come out, but close enough to himself, he's able to get that final touch. Beats all three defenders in what seems like just one swift movement.
Absolutely. Tekos just showing how quick and deadly he is as a striker. He's going up for another shot. He's able to find it as I say that. What a shot.
What a shot with 3:33 left. Tekos gets goal number 3 for the Eagles. Pancake, nice lofting pass, just floating in the middle. So dangerous when given that much space. Tekos makes no mistake. Back post.
Absolutely. He's just one of those players that you can't leave alone uncontested. He's gonna make you pay time and time again, and we've seen it already so many times. It's now he's trying again, but he's met on the goal line. Pancake gonna get beat by nudging. Now Els and Tekka's gonna pinch that one away. Tekka's has an easy open opportunity to put that one top corner, and he's able to do it. 4-0.
He completes the hat trick inside of 2 minutes here in game number 3. He's able to read the 50 like no one else can there. Almost gets it off that far post, but it goes in anyway. So I think it's probably fair to say this is an ideal start to game number 2 for the Eagles.
Absolutely. We're going to see if they can keep it up. You know, I've seen a lot of teams start off so strong to end off, you know, with a 3-4 game or even worse. You know, they might lose it. So we got to see how they can keep this one up, keep the pressure up, and they're gonna keep it up and just keep scoring. You know, they're not gonna let off the gas pedal. We're seeing here.
Yeah, maybe that's a good thing. Sometimes you get off to a big lead and you start playing super conservatively and you lose your shooting touch, but not there. Eagles, all 3 of their players far into the Pirates' half, just continuing this onslaught of pressure.
Absolutely, and they're given quite a bit of time most of the time, so they're gonna capitalize on those opportunities if they can. And you know, Pirates looking like a completely different team from game number 1. Now this ball's still in Pirates territory. Tekka's able to keep it in as well. Reaper going to put it off the wall for his teammate. Pancake looking for a shot. This one's going to be high, but his teammate Reaper's going to be there with the floater over two goalies right there.
Pancake
Neither
is
of them able to make a save.
Yeah, Pancake able to get enough speed and power off that where the 2 defenders have to respect it, and Reaper with just the teasing, slow mini lob shot over both goalies. We're on Brazil watch here pretty soon.
Right. They got to be careful. Now that this ball is coming mid, Pancake might have opportunity to beat, and he does, but a great save from Els. Reaper was able to try to capitalize on that shot, but Els just equal to that. Now Reaper putting this one upfield.
I think if you're the Pirates here, you just got to think about game number 3. You know, I mean, you got to think about things 1 goal at a time. Can't get too ahead of yourself. You're not going to score 6 at once. Just try to get a play or 2 going, maybe get a goal or 2 for some momentum, and that's a good start.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about. If you take a game like this, and you know you take a loss like this, it's 6-1 at half or 6-0 at halftime. You know, all you can do is just try to score, try to change that momentum, and get those consolation goals. You know, get feeling better about yourself, get a little loose. You know, you have the opportunity to go for a little more nutty plays and try to get your mechanics a little more warmed up. You know, so that's all they can do right now is just, like you said, take it 1 goal at a time and see what they can do here at the remaining minute and a half.
Exactly, because no matter what, even if they aren't able to complete the 5-goal comeback, they still won game 1, so at worst, the series is still tied. Every reason to keep playing, and we are at Brazil. Tekka's
with 4 goals. He is just consistent. You know, every shot is a banger, as we saw there. He's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, well, we got Tekka's with 4 goals, Pancake with 4 assists, and Bubbly Reaper with just an absolutely terrible game, only having 2 goals on 4 shots.
Imagine having 2 goals and being at the bottom of the scoreboard.
That gets you MVP in probably a majority of matches, but not here.
Not when it's a Brazil and Tekka's is playing like this.
Yeah, so we got a minute for those of you looking for Brazil for the score not to change at all.
But I don't think the Eagles are going to let up. I think they're just going to try to score as many as they can. Yeah. As Tekka's tried to fake that one, it nearly cost him in the end as that ball barely went off. It's now Pancakes. Putting this one only as far as Els. This ball staying in the air. Tekka's looking for a teammate. No one's going to be on the end of it. It's going to be an easy shot, but a nice save on the goal line there. This ball staying dangerous territory for the Eagles, but finally cleared away and put down the other end. And now nudging, looking for the angle, not able to find it. Is a great defensive play was made there.
Oh, I love that pass from Avion. That was such good awareness. Unfortunately, not able to find the back of the net, but I like the idea a lot.
Absolutely. The pass plays are just so creative at this level. You just really like to see everything. Because now Avion just puts this one up. This one's going to touch. That's going to be game number 2 to the Eagles. We have a tied-up series here. Wow, with a dominating game from the Eagles.
Yeah, that's about as dominating as it gets right there. Pretty much start to finish, minus a couple decent plays from the Pirates. I think the best thing you can do there is just forget that game ever happened, take the positives from game 1, and hope you can come back in game 3 with some of the attitude and some of the play that you had in game 1. Because there's not a lot to pull from that one. If you're the Pirates, you just kind of, at least if it was me, I just kind of want to move on. But hey, you know what? You got to give a lot of credit to the Eagles. They dominated all parts of that game, possession, shots, defense. They're obviously not going to want to change much for game number 3.
Right, and it's not even like the scoreline just makes it look like the Eagles are just that much better than the Pirates. But these teams are so close in skill. You know, it's you got to just take that game on the chin and just keep moving on and just worry about the next game, because now you're looking at a best of 3 scenario. It's the first of 2. That's all we're waiting here. You know, 1-1 series and a best of 5. It's still anyone's series, and
Exactly.
they've had a player DC.
Yeah, I think we had that. I think L's had some problems after the first game, and then now it looks like we've got Nudging now looking to try to hop back in. Looks like he's back in the match, so we should be starting here in just a few seconds for game number 3.
Really liking what I'm seeing from each of these teams, especially Tekos. You know, he's just absolutely insane mechanically, and they're gonna have to play that shutdown defense and shutdown midfield control. They're gonna have to meet him up there, because you cannot leave him as uncontested as he did.
No doubt about it. Oh,
the kickoff goals are out in force tonight.
Yeah, apparently Nudging gets the ideal kickoff. Tekos guesses the wrong way off that initial touch, and Els guesses the right way. And after all of that domination in Game 2, the Pirates are the first ones to score.
Right, they scored just that easily 3 seconds in, when it took them so much to score last game. That's exactly what you want to see after taking a loss like that. It's funny how Rocket League works sometimes. Right. Teko's able to answer right away. It's a great pass coming from Pancake.
Again, Pancake to Tekos. It's the 5th time in the last 2 games they've connected in that way. And just too much space right there at the top of the net. But still, nice pass play from the Eagles.
Right, and a quick answer back. Just these goals are happening so quick this game. And you know, I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it up. As now Pancake's going to get met in the air by Els. Avion with the opportunity to try to get something going, but it's not going to happen for him that time. Els able to keep it in the Eagles half, but Tekos playing a little ping pong game of his own. As each team trying to find a little opening to get a play going, see a little breath of offense. Both teams doing so good in the air, able to make the clears and the saves necessary to keep them out of trouble for the time being. Now Avion trying to keep the pressure up. He gets off the wall. Tekos going to try to follow this one. Able to beat one, gets bumped. He's going to try to take this one past Nudging. Able to get a pass out to Pancake. Pancake shot going to go high. There's a very good opportunity there for the Pirates to take the lead. Or, I'm sorry, the Eagles. As they are able to. Pancakes puts that one on.
Yeah, Pancake gets on the receiving end of a pass this time. Bubbly Reaper is credited with it. Avion not quite able to make the clear. And Pancake, nice job from a tighter-ish angle going back post.
Absolutely, just a great follow-up. Like I said, he's the cleanup crew. He's always there, you know, when the play is almost dead and you need somebody just to put it home. As Els able to, we're finding some quick answers here.
Yeah, you gotta love the immediate response. Pirates coming back right away. Tekos making a little bit of a mistake there above the net, and Els again just in the right place at the right time. That is a skill.
Absolutely, kickoff goals are so key. This high-level gameplay, if you can just get your kickoff down for your teammate to follow up, you're put in a very good situation. And Els, we've seen it before. He's able to follow that one up too. This shot is going to let Tekos down. Bubbly Reaper. They put this one on the backboard L's with the clear to the wall. Now, this ball going on the wall. Avion has an opportunity to get a play going. He beats one, but both defenders, Pancakes and Tekos, going to be there. This could spell trouble as Pancakes able to get it past one. This ball staying in the Eagles' half. So now Tekos able to get it down into the Pirates half. This one going off the ceiling. Could be a shot opportunity, but no, nudging with great speed there. Able to follow that ball and not allow a shot.
For sure, Nudging put himself in a tough position, but he was talented enough to get out of it and start a counterattack. But Eagles, not content to stay in their own half, bring it back.
And we're just seeing both teams, like I said earlier, just trying to find any glimpse of a goal that they can. And Tekos, he's got to want that one back. That was probably one of the easiest goals he's going to have this series.
I didn't know he couldn't miss.
Right. After his performance last game. So now, Reaper gets a pinch. Pancake tried to get the lob. That one's going to be way wide of net, but this one's coming back. L's looking for nudging. He's able to clear this one down to the Eagles' half. So now the Eagles, they're given a little bit of opportunity to the Pirates when they're in their half, and the Pirates just not able to capitalize, and neither the Eagles, as we saw, Tekos miss an opportunity there. Both teams making mistakes, but we're seeing some mistakes on offense too, and that's really the killer. Because when the defense just gives you that little glimpse of hope, you have that shot opportunity and you mess it up, it's really just spells trouble for you in this game.
Oh, no doubt. It's a feeling I am very familiar with after playing this game a decent amount. Nudging again. Pirates cleaning up messes in front of the Eagles' net. Nice high pass from Nudging. Avion, I don't know if he did that. I think he probably did that on purpose, just high pass off the ceiling. But either way, Pirates lead.
I like to think everything in this MMR is calculated. Nudging is just, you can tell he's very good at reading balls off the wall and the ceilings. We saw twice here already this game that the reads off the ceiling, one was a clear and that one was a goal. Showing a lot of mechanical skill that way. So now Tekos' pass is not going to find his teammate. Pancake just trying to keep it in the blue half. Now L's trying to get a pass going across, and there's a great pass, but no one on the end of it. Very good opportunity for them, but nobody was home to put that one in.
Two Eagles went up for that one, but Pirates not able to punish them.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's just a lot of misplay on offense from both of these teams this game, and they have a lot of shot opportunities that they definitely want to have back, and what definitely should have been scored.
Well, I think part of that you're seeing as well is just a product of how good the defenses are. I'm not sure if it's as much as just overall explicit mistakes from the offense, as much as it is that they have to make such good and tough plays, high difficulty plays on offense to beat the defense.
Absolutely. We just saw a top tier shot come out and just saved away. I didn't really expect that one to be saved. That was going top corner, but the defenses are very good, and it's so hard to score against either of these teams. Both of these teams they have really good players. All 6 players on this pitch. It's very hard to score on. So I definitely agree with you there.
Yeah, and you know what? After the game 2, shows why we reset the scores after each game, because the Pirates are now on match point heading into game number 4.
Right, the Pirates are able to bounce back. Taking an L like they did with that Brazil is just, a good team's able to just take an L like that and move on, and we're seeing Pirates do that. So,
yeah, absolutely. I think it speaks a lot to them as a team, being able to come back from a pretty tough loss, play a quality game, and get themselves a win. That speaks a lot.
Right, and now they have the momentum going into game number 4. They're 1 win away. Everything's in their favor at the moment, and they just got to try to, capitalize on what they have going for them at the moment. because we're gonna get game number 4 underway. Do you have any guesses of who you think's gonna win this? Because
Nope.
what we've seen so far, it's so hard to judge who's gonna take each game.
After a 3-2 Pirates, 7-1 Eagles, and a 3-2 Pirates games, I have absolutely no idea. I would say if the Pirates can hold up their rotations is what I was going to say, but Eagles immediate with that's actually almost a mirror image of the goal the Pirates scored at the beginning of game number 3, except just the different team.
Right, both I believe 3 seconds. And
oh wow, yeah. I wonder if we can get like a clip comparison of those 2 goals because they were the same. Wow!
Eagles coming out swinging right now. Teko's just able to find nobody home. Everyone's napping on defense there, not able to rotate in time.
They are mad. Bubbly Reaper with a nice 50, able to toss that up, drifting towards the other net. And Teko's, he's not missing open net twice in a row, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Is now Teko's up for another shot. He's able to put that one in. Oh my goodness. What's happening?
I have no idea. All I do know is that 3 goals in 16 seconds is a pretty good pace if you're the Eagles.
Absolutely. Are we looking at a double Brazil this game or what?
Like I said, I'm done predicting this series because who knows what version of these teams are going to show up in any of these games.
Right. It's just so hit or miss. It's just who's going to be more consistent each game, and that's definitely going to be the winner. Teko's just trying to find a 4th goal. Not able to find it, and that's a very quick hat trick for him. Didn't even realize that until now, but...
Oh, wow, yeah, he did get all 3 of them. That has to be one of the quickest hat tricks in Major League history in RLPC. Wonder if we have like a statistician that can let us know about that. Oh, no. A tough opportunity there for the Pirates. Open net. L's not quite able to get around the ball enough, and that was a good chance to get back into this game. Obviously, we still have plenty of time left, but can only leave so many of those on the table.
Absolutely, and you got to score those, especially when Teko's is playing like this. He's on another one of those runs. He's putting a lot of shots early on here, and you definitely got to stop him if you want any chance of coming back in this game.
I think you're bringing up a good point, Fury, is that the Eagles are not stopping their offense just because they're up by 3. They're going to keep scoring, so 3 may not even be enough for the Pirates to get back into this game. They may need 4 or 5 or 7.
Absolutely. We've seen so many quick answers. I feel like if the Pirates get a goal, that the Eagles are just so good at answering back right away, and they can do that in 5 seconds or less. So you got to be very careful about that. They say you're most likely to get scored on after you score a goal, so you got to be very careful of that one. It's now Pancake putting this one to the corner. Nudging's touch. Only going to go as far as Reaper. He's looking for a shot, and that one's going to go in. I thought it was going to hit the wall, but it did not. It just snuck in.
Bubbly Reaper getting himself on the scoreboard for the first time in a while. Yeah, he just sees an opening. No hesitation. Solid bounce shot. L's not quite able to pop the ball above the crossbar.
Able, he's in good position for that save. Just very unfortunate touch for him. This is now Avion with a good opportunity for Pirates, but not able to capitalize. L's with a great shot. Great save by Teko's, able to show us he can do it on offense and defense.
Good read from Teko's. He's able to get himself in position high up in the goal to block that shot. Another situation where you make an extremely difficult save look not as difficult.
Ooh, Avion with the angle. He got the lucky bounce off of that one too, but what a shot from him.
And what a pass from Nudging. Line drive off the corner, perfectly placed where only his teammate can get to it. Able to give that, get a nice like chef's kiss off that side post.
Absolutely. Now L's trying to find another goal here. So this one's going to go back. Nudging going to have to turn on this one. Can't beat Bubbly as Bubbly's shot nearly goes in. And this ball is still in dangerous territory. Pancake trying to put it off the wall. It's going to be pinched away. Now Bubbly looking for that top right corner. Nudging. Going to be equal to that one. A great pass coming out. Teko's able to find the shot.
Oh, wow.
Bubbly with this. Oh, what a pass.
bar down, and Bubbly with another inch-perfect pass coming off the wall, drifting it backwards. Tekos, nice placement to beat the one defender. L's not able to get in front of it. And, wow. I mean, when you've got a guy that can put passes away like Tekos and a guy who can make passes himself like Bubbly Reaper, it's a good recipe for success.
Absolutely. And Bubbly Reaper find himself on the goal slot again. He's just able to beat 2 defenders right there. And wow, it's just not looking good here for the Pirates. And, I think it's just one of those games they got to bounce back from again and hope for the best next game.
Yeah, let's see if they can do it in game number 5, because game number 4 is all Eagles.
Absolutely. I'd love to have a Caster's Curse moment where they just come back and win and shut me up. So, but it's looking very unlikely.
It's entirely possible that they've just got to get some more consistent possession. They, especially on defense, they're giving way too much space to the Eagles attackers. All 3 of them, really, not just Tekos.
Absolutely. When every player has at least 1 assist, every player's doing their part. They're not able to stop anyone. As I say that right here, Pancake able to get his first goal of the game.
Yep, first goal of the game puts him in another position for Brazil. If I remember correctly, game 2, they got their 7-1 with about a minute left, a little over a minute left as well. So this is crazy. Games 1 and 3 were the same. Games 2 and 4 are the same. Who knows what's going to happen in game 5?
Right, maybe it's a pattern, and it's going to be another 3-2 since they're 3-2 teams.
Yeah.
That would make a whole lot of sense as nudging.
Make more sense than these score lines.
Absolutely. It's just so hot and cold with these teams. You just really can't tell who's going to be on and who's going to be off.
I think we need to check whether they're substituting 3 new guys in each game.
I think one team's playing with keyboard and mouse. The other game, they're playing with controller.
Like an old Nintendo 64 controller or something.
Right. There's 45 seconds remaining in this game. L's looking for a pass to Nudging. That one's going to be way too hard for Nudging to make a touch off of. And now Tekos
with
slippery
space, always dangerous.
That was a sick assist. Like I didn't know he was trying to go for it. I saw the flip reset try to happen. He was able to scoop that with the help of Nudging.
And every single player on the Eagles has 2 goals, and every player has 2 assists. This is just another comprehensive effort.
And the Eagles had to be feeling themselves, and they had to have been feeling themselves last time they were 7-1 against the Pirates. So
yeah, and for them, it's going to be carrying that attitude into the next game, because in game number 3, the Pirates were able to come out immediately, control the game, and eke out a win. Now it's going to depend whether the Eagles can maintain that focus that they have here. They obviously have here in this, what will be 8-1, maybe 9-1, maybe 8-2. No matter how it ends up, a dominating win.
Right, and that's just one thing that you can't do is get comfortable. You can't be comfortable with any lead, especially against when you're in a high MMR lobby. You got to keep doing what the Eagles are doing and keep trying to score, and that's why they're winning 7-1, 8-1. But you can't get comfortable. You can't be like, okay, we won 8-1. Obviously, this series is all. You can't have that mindset. You got to come out and say, all right, we got to do that again. We have to keep looking for the passes, keep looking for the good plays, the right touches. You can't take this team for granted just because you kind of just dominated them a couple games. So,
100%, yeah. And I think you're bringing up a good point. You have to somehow balance that. You got to reset and approach each game the same while still taking the positives from the game that you just played. And that's a tough balance to do, especially when you're under a lot of pressure. To succeed.
Right, and now it's looking like from a stream standpoint or a series standpoint, I should say, the Eagles are definitely the favorites right now. They have the score line to prove it. So I guess they gotta step up and just finish this series out. And they're winning in dominant fashion. When they win, it's just those 2 games is just off games for them. And we're gonna see if the Pirates can find a way to stop all three players, because it's not just Teko's playing absolutely phenomenal, but all three players finding assists, finding the scores, making good saves. So they got to find a way to stop all three of the players on offense, and then even more try to get that around them in defense. So it's going to be a very tough game for the Pirates here.
For sure. And you know what? At the end of the day, after the 2 blowouts, you know what we still have? It's a game 5, and the score is 0-0. Anybody's game here. Next, well, not next goal, but, you know, in 5 minutes, we'll see who actually takes this matchup between playoff contenders.
Absolutely. And this is what we came here to see. Game number 5 of the majors. It's just ideal Rocket League. Is now Teko's trying to find an air drip. Double touch, able to get it. Oh, wow. Starting this game off with a bang.
Another nice solo play from Teko's. He wasn't even given that much space. Nudging was with him pretty much the whole way. It also didn't matter because Teko's was able to get the double off the wall. And, wow, nice individual effort.
Absolutely, and that's what we see from him. He's just so mechanically gifted. He can score from anywhere on the pitch, and it's so dangerous. And speaking of dangerous, Nudging, able to find that one off a pass from Avion.
The Pirates are just so good at being in the right place at the right time in front of the defender's net, able to put away another loose ball that was saved and rebounded right in front of them. Wow.
And this is what we saw in game number 3, you know, a quick goal and a quick answer. So if the pattern it speaks to, I mean, it's looking like it could be the same as game number 1 or game number 3 here.
Hey, it might be. Who knows? It'll probably be like 10-10 at the end of this.
Right. 20-minute overtime.
Oh, gosh.
This Teko's trying to find a clear. Avion able to get a touch and a dunk. This ball staying in the Eagles' half. Nudging. Going to let Reaper take this ball. Now he's going to dunk him. Teko's with a banging clear down the field into the Pirates' corner. And L's able to make a nice clear away. This ball staying around midfield now. Going up is Pancake. Nudging. Going to be able to beat him. This ball still in dangerous territory for the Pirates as it's just staying in the blue half. Now they have a good opportunity. Nudging. The solo play of his own. Not looking like he can get an angle from that one as L's found the shot, but Reaper with a good save met him there. Now a little miscommunication as L's and Avion bump each other. And that leaves Pancake able to get that follow-up and dunk.
What a dunk. What a 50. Pancake with all the patience in the world. He's able to get his entire car behind that ball the whole time, able to win. I don't know. It's kind of a dunk. Yeah, it's a dunk. It's a dunk and a 50. Doesn't matter what it's called. Pancake putting his team up by 1.
Absolutely, and that's just well done. I know he'd make a lot of coaches happy. You know, a lot of coaches preach that you got to be able to follow up and win your 50-50, so that'll win you a lot of games, and Pancake's just showing us how it's done.
He was able to flatten the competition because pancakes are flat.
I gotta say, the puns are just, I love them. That's all I'm gonna say. The whiskey away is just, it's a classic. It's now Reaper trying to get a bump, not able to find the bump on L's, would have led to a goal. It's now Pancakes and Teko's.
Well,
a double commit to that one. And we just saw on this same play the miscommunication from the Eagles as they all went for a ball about 30 seconds ago, and then we just saw that double commit, and we're seeing a little bit of miscommunication from them. And, you know, that could spell trouble. They only have a 1-goal lead. You know, they can't be making mistakes like that because it could come back to bite them. And, you know, Teko's trying to find his shot. He's able to, and he's just able to beat one defender. I don't know if that would count as a fake, but the defender just came across the screen and missed.
The field awareness from Teko's to be able to see where the defender is and place himself in a position where only he can direct it towards the net is just very impressive on that play. And a 2-goal lead for the Eagles seems borderline insurmountable, but who knows? Pirates are more than capable of sneaking a few by.
Absolutely, but it could spell trouble for him if the Eagles are feeling themselves like they were last game. You know, they could just keep trying to pile on the goals, and they're going to, as Bubbly Reaper is able to put one in from a pass from Pancake.
Again, just nice play from these three Eagles players. Pancake seeing it and putting it where only his teammate can put that goal away, and Reaper, making no mistake, charges hard at the ball and throws it near post.
So we've seen some very clinical passes coming out from the Eagles, and that's what you love to see. It's definitely going to win you some games, and we're going to see maybe a third time in this series we might see a Brazil. Not at the end of the game, but during the game at least. Because now L's shot's going to go high. Tecos puts it to the side. Pancake. He's beaten 2 defenders now. He's got 1 to beat. He's not able to. Avion. His touch. Back to... Oh. Thought Tecos and Pancakes had something going there for a second.
Almost had a nasty give and go between those two. Not quite able to put it away. But despite all that, they're still wasting time off the clock, and the Pirates will need to score and not let that in.
And this is just looking, I think this might be GG's, and it's just looking like it's out of hand, and Eagles just playing like they have been in game number, was that 2 and 4, I believe.
It was 2 and 4 that they Braziled the Pirates.
Yeah, and they're just keeping that mindset they had last game. We're going to keep scoring.
I respect
give us the
that.
Opportunities. Yeah, absolutely.
I respect that a ton. You're already up, but you're not letting up. You're not letting the team that's down dictate how fast the game's being played. You're just playing your way of playing, and you're not changing for anybody. I like that from the Eagles.
Absolutely. And Teko's just in perfect position. That ball just comes straight down to his car, it seemed.
When it's going right, it is going right, and Reaper able to play it off that weird corner angle. Tecos not moving at all, and Nudging has nudged himself out of the match. He left. That's unfortunate. You don't like to see that too much, but we're going to continue to cast this final 30, 45 seconds, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're most likely going to see a Brazil here, and there it is.
At least the 7-1.
Wow. Eagles, they just wanted to, keep us on our toes. They're like, we got this, guys. Every game we're going to win. It's just going to be dominating, but we're going to lose a couple there, so you think that we're not as good as we say we are. So,
I think the Pirates just had a couple tough times here in games 1, 3, or games 2, 4, and 5, but they were still a very quality team. They put together quite a few good performances in this match. An unfortunate leaving from Nudging, but got to give him some credit for the effort they did put in. And we'll close it out here. Another big shout out to our streamer, Iron He's been doing a great job in this 3rd and 4th series, keeping all the overlays and the stream running. I don't have much else to add, man. What do you think?
I don't know, man. It's one of the weirdest series I've ever seen in my life. Not gonna lie, but
not a lot of flow to it, but a lot of goals for sure.
Absolutely, and the goals were not. There's a lot of nice goals there because there's a lot of them, But Tecos just really surprised me. I've never seen him play before, but it's just so fun to watch him. He's just so mechanically gifted, and he's just scoring goals I didn't think he would score, and it's just so fun to watch him and the Eagles when they were feeling good in game 2, 4, and 5. So
absolutely, a lot of quality both sides, but can't take away a thing from the Eagles. They got together 3 Brazils in a 5-game series. Well, I guess one was 8-1, but still 3 dominating wins. And got to give them credit. Tip your hats. Let's see what happens with these teams down the stretch of this season now that we are 1/3 of the way through. I think that's it for our broadcast tonight. I don't think we're throwing it back to the desk. I'm sure I'll hear momentarily if that's true or not, but I believe that's it. Thank you so much for watching all of the matches tonight. I have been Ty alongside Fury. And thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, so what the fuck is up with the music?